sir.
Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a black messiah.
Look, we went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. We went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. Only one nation of people had their heritage hidden. In the scriptures it's been written, I'm no longer a Christian. Went from Negro to a black or a colored. By the blood of Yahushua we redeemed and we covered. And Yahuwah gave us structure, now the truth is uncovered. Recompense for how our people and our youth have just suffered. And the lies that they told us now ruptured and punctured. And we fell from this grace but now restored and recovered. Yeah, they beat us and deceived us and their deeds were egregious. Had us bowing to the cross and controlled us with Jesus. And they did it so seamless and it made us obsequious. And Yahuwah loved his people, he restored us with meekness. It is he that woke us up to our Hebrew uniqueness. Yasharel and Yahusha, not a greater allegiance. Wipe the tears from our eyes cause he knows of our grievance. Through the blood of Yahusha, no more tormented demons. We went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. We went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. Yahuwah set us free, we not hanging from trees. If we say we set apart, then why we slanging the streets? And we kill our own brother off of so-called beef. Mainstream music is destructive and we can't find no peace. And I'm a child of the king, we were more than a slave. His name is a strong tower, in Yahuwah we safe. Manufactured us a culture that's immoral, depraved. His name written on our foreheads, forever engraved. And there is no word spoken that can measure our pain. Through all the terror and the pressure, we still call on his name. For centuries, Yasharel, we've been all led astray. Transgressions of our sins, yeah, led us away. And our people stiff-necked and they all disobey. But by Yahuwah and Yahusha, we not walking in faith. One people, one nation, yeah, run through our veins. Because Yahusha fled those curses, I'm a runaway slave. We went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. We went from Hebrew to a Negro to a runaway slave. Came up off that plantation, broke our shackles and chains. And it's no more cotton picking, no tobacco, no cane. This a whole new plateau where Yasharel will remain. Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Shalom, shalom. Hope you guys are well. Giving all esteem to Yahuwah for another live stream, another day that the Most High Yahuwah has allowed us to see. We give all esteem to Yahuwah, and we give esteem to Yahusha HaMashiach, our perfect Pesach Lamb, our kinsman redeemer, and the coming King. So I wanted to go live real quick because, you know what, y'all? I'm somewhat disgusted by what's been going on with this awakening. I'm going to just be honest with you. I see a lot of people have turned this into a way to build some sort of financial stability in their lives. Now, let me be clear. The thing is that if a person wants to support what someone's doing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? If people want to send me super chats, or people want to say, hey, I'm sending you a cash app, thank you for what you do, I support you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. My issue, though, is people that feel like you need to pay to hear the word of Yahuwah. People that feel like in order to understand the word of Yahuwah, you need to pay them, okay? Now, you guys know this. I do teachings all the time. I try to drop as much content on here as possible for those coming into the truth, those who are in the truth, that are looking to be spiritually fed. That's what we're called to do. I will never, ever in my life charge a person to get the word and the truth for free. No one should be charging you for that, especially when it comes to us. All right. So if someone's telling you, oh, well, you know, if you pay me, I'll show you who we are. That's not how this should be, family. That is not how this should be. You can't put a price tag on a truth that's not even yours. You feel what I'm saying? I think in this awakening, a lot of our people have forgotten that this truth belongs to Yahuwah. It belongs to the Most High. It doesn't belong to us. All right. Which is why we have to understand that, you know, monetizing or attempting to monetize the truth or charge someone for that. Because the thing is, like, the Bible, all of this is in the Bible. You could point people where to go to look to it and understand it and read it for themselves, because I've always encouraged you guys to read the word for yourself. But I've provided some tools to help you in your studies, because I don't want you to feel like you don't need to read the Bible, because you do. We all need to be reading the word of Yahuwah regularly, taking it in, understanding it. Now, I said this many times, but I just want to be clear. I'm always here if you guys have questions, if you guys like are seeking, you know, more understanding because you just don't have it quite yet. That's what we're supposed to be here for, is to help those of us who are men, who are leaders, who are teachers. I don't even like saying teacher, who are vessels of Yahuwah. Let's just say it like that. Those of us who are vessels of Yahuwah, that are in positions of leadership. We are supposed to be here for you when you are having problems and you're saying, I don't understand this, Yexer. What does this mean? We should, that door is always open. You know what I'm saying? If you need to contact me. But I have built this channel and I've been teaching the truth about Yahuwah and Yahusha since I woke up, okay, for free. I've never charged anybody anything. Before, when I first started learning the truth and Yahuwah started, you know, telling me to kind of reveal these things, it started with Facebook. I used to just do posts and I would always have scripture to back it up, and I would break down the scriptures and, you know, kind of explain it in full in depth. And people were coming to me and they're like, Yexer, you're really good at this. You're really good. You really understand the word like I've never seen. And I always, you know, try to be humble and say, well, you know, all this things to Yahuwah. It's the Ruach that's revealed all this to me. And I just want to share it with you because, you know, the word of Yahuwah is for everybody that receives it. So let me show you guys this post I did on Facebook. And I did this post because I think it was something that needed to be seen. So let me share my screen here. I'm going to take you guys to my Facebook, and I posted this. I said, the truth doesn't have a price tag. Ha Dabar Shah Yahuwah, meaning the word of Yahuwah should be free. Okay? Free 99. That's what we say in the hood. Back in the day, we used to say, oh, I'm gonna get that for free 99. That's what I'm talking about. Free 99. 1 Corinthians 2:12. That's Kurinthim Rishon says, now we have received not the Ruach of the world, but the Ruach which is of Eluah, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Eluah. So once again, let's remember, y'all, that it is Eluah, our Eluah, Yahuwah, that has given us this information. And he freely gave it to us. Okay? And so because he did that, we owe it to him to give this word and this Bashura of Yahusha freely to anybody that is seeking him. Because there will be judgment for those who are trying to monetize this and say, okay, well, I'm not going to show you unless you pay me. That's not how this should be. Shanique says, Shalom Ashbakan, glad to catch this live. I keep finding myself unsubscribed. But anyway, I feel blessed to be present for another one of your lives. Ak Yexer, I always learn something. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahuwah, sis. You know what? I don't know like what's going on. Well, I know what's going on with YouTube. There's some funny stuff going on. But this is why I tell people to join the Discord, because if you join the Discord, you can at least get notifications in the Discord. But sometimes people say they don't get them in the Discord. I don't know if maybe they're not checking it, or because sometimes even in the Discord, I announce that I'm going live, but it's like it's like 10 minutes before I go live. So they end up seeing it later because they probably weren't expecting me to go live. So, yeah, I totally understand, sis. If you want to get in the Discord, just send me an email. Let me put my banner on the screen. Just send me an email. My email is on the little scrolling bar below. And you can, if you email me directly, I can get you in the Discord. All right. And, you know, that's just another way to be able to, you know, kind of be aware of what we have going on in the, you know, when it comes to notifications and things of that nature. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to say something, and it's yes, family, please hit the like button if you can. I'd really, really appreciate it. Unapologetically Real is here. Hey, sis, shalom to you. All praises to the Most High. Brian is here. Shalom, Aki, good to see you. So I'm going to say something that might make some people not like me anymore. I might lose subscribers for what I'm about to say, okay? But there is a person in this awakening that has made a name for himself, and I'm going to tell you what his name is, and I'm going to tell you who he is. There's a person in this awakening that has made this awakening all about him. And he's made some decent money doing that. And every time I hear him open his mouth, buy my movie, buy my book, buy. Me. He mentions himself more than he does Yahuwah. I'm going to show you who I'm talking about. Let me pull it up. Some of y'all gonna know who I'm talking about, and that's why I say you might not like me after I show you this. But I'm gonna show you because this irritates me. And then it's like if you say anything to him about it, he's gonna have a problem with it. Okay? Like he's the authoritative source on all truth when he barely talks about Yahuwah. He barely talks about Yahusha. I mean, unless it's about, making it about buying his books or something. And just by me saying books, y'all probably know who I'm talking about. I'm going to show you who it is. Ron Dalton, bro. Ron Dalton Jr., the creator of the movie Hebrews to Negroes. Okay? He had, this is the movie that Kyrie Irving had posted a link on his Twitter, and the whole world went crazy. And from that, he's kind of, been able to kind of monetize it. And, he got banned from all platforms. So obviously, when it comes to the truth, there's censorship that goes along with it. But my issue with him, though, is he's constantly talking about buy. It's always just about money. It's like if you want to go on a Zoom call with him, you got to pay for that, right? You want to check out some of his content, you got to pay for that. You want to go to his premieres to understand the truth. He's going in Africa, waking up our people, all praises to the Most High. But then you got to pay for a ticket to get to that. Why not have a free premiere? Because we want to just wake up the dry bones here. And if people want to support you, give them a link to support you, but do not charge them for the truth, y'all. Do not charge them for the truth, family. When they can open the Bible and they can read it for themselves. If you want to show them how to, do this and understand the word, that's fine. But the truth should not come with a price tag. It shouldn't come with a price tag, y'all. Now, this is why some of y'all really not going to like me. And if it gets back to him, I don't care. I don't care. Some people, I got haters on here. They might go back and tell him what I did. I did something he ain't going to like. And I'm going to confess it because maybe, some of y'all might just come back to me and be like, hey, yo, this happened. So because I don't like the lies of you need to pay me to see this, I went ahead and I did something that I think is beneficial to people seeking the truth. So I went ahead and I posted the full movie, Hebrews to Negroes, on my Rumble. Yep, I did that. I did it. Yep. And I'm going to post the link in the chat. In case you haven't seen this movie, I'm going to post it in the chat. Okay? This is the movie right here. The full movie. It's on my, my Rumble channel. And I will post it in the link if you want to see it. But this is the full movie. Okay? This is the full movie. I posted it. Yep, sure did. Yeah, I did that. So let me post the link in case y'all want to watch it. Give me a second. Lele says, is it worth watching? So let me answer that question. I did watch this movie twice. I do believe there is a lot of evidence about who we are in this movie, which is why I say I think it's very well put together as far as the research that's been put into this, proving the 12 tribes, proving they were all Negroes. Now, there are some things in there I don't really agree with. You got to chew up the meat and spit out the bones sometimes. When it comes to this movie, I heard him mention something about Native Americans. I do not subscribe to that ideology at all, as you guys know. But for the most part, I think the movie is pretty well put together as far as proving the truth. So this is the link. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Yes, I posted the movie. You know why I did that? Because at the end of the day, for someone who is, let's say one of our brothers and sisters that are the bloodline Abarim, the bloodline Hebrews, right? And they don't know this and they don't have access to the internet. They don't have, the money to go buy this book, right? Or buy this movie because he came out with a book and he came out with a movie. let's say they don't have access to purchase this movie or this book. Shouldn't they still know who they are? Shouldn't they still know who they are? So then once they awaken, they can understand what it takes to come back to Yahuwah. I mean, yes, identity is a huge part of this. I bought the DVD and it was corrupted. What? Okay, you know what? Now I really don't regret sharing this movie with y'all for real. I really don't regret it now. Corrupted. And another thing about him, and some of y'all say you're not familiar with who he is, but let me finish what I was saying. I don't want to jump too far ahead. Okay, this person keeps coming in here. I'm going to just ban them because they just keep on jumping in here. And this Kwame, you know what I'm saying, person that just loves to sit here and argue with me and try to prove other things, you're blocked. I blocked you permanently. You won't even be able to comment ever again because you're a clown. Anyway, so let's just say a person is in the continent and they are one of our people and they are searching for answers, but they don't have access to like PDFs and all the information we do here in America, right? Shouldn't they still be able to know who they are? Isn't there a better chance them knowing who they are is going to make them seek the Most High in truth? Yes, of course it will. So why should that come with a price tag? Why? And I'm not, like I said, if you want to support somebody, you should be able to support somebody if you choose to. Just like I tell y'all, if you want to support me, you need the Most High to lead you to do it. Don't do it because, you know what I'm saying, you just feel like you have to. You know what I'm saying? If you feel led to support me, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. And I appreciate you guys that do support this channel regularly. But I will never, ever under the dome charge you to know the truth of Yahuwah Yahusha. If you need some understanding of the Bible, you can come to me. You can send me a private message on Discord. I'll call you on the phone. If you need to talk on the phone and honestly, personally, I don't really like texting back and forth. So, sometimes I give people my personal number if they just want to go through the scriptures and they just want me to sit down and explain it to them and have like a one-on-one kind of thing. I'm happy to do that with y'all, bro. That's what I'm here for. So don't ever think that, Yexer, you're too busy. I don't know if I should contact you. I don't know if I should come to you. No. Don't ever feel that way, family. If you guys have questions, you know what I'm saying, you're more than welcome to come to me. I'm happy to be here for you. I'm happy to help you understand the word, to lead you to a better relationship with Yahuwah, for real, and Yahusha. All right. So that's ultimately what I'm here for. So now another thing about Ron Dalton is that I don't like is he seems to be trying to fearmonger people to leave America. Melanated by Yahuwah is here. Shalom, y'all. I was at a chiropractor appointment. Can you share the link in the Discord? Because I'm not in a spot where I can copy the link. Yeah, I'll definitely share it in the Discord, for sure. I definitely will. The truth is coming out. He was asking a lot of our elders to pay him to show the movie in their assembly. What? Are you serious? Oh, Father, help us. Listen, I'm going to show you guys some examples of what I'm talking about. So another thing he's doing that I don't like is he is using fear-mongering to make people feel like they need to flee America now. And he's showing like the ouchie ouch and all these different, fear-mongering tactics to make people feel like they need to just leave America right now. They don't need to pray to Yahuwah. They don't need his confirmation. Just get up and go now because it's about to get bad. When the scriptures clearly say that Yahuwah will deliver his people. I am not going anywhere until Yahuwah tells me to, and neither should you. Now, I have a woman that is my, fiance, and she lives in Africa, right? And so, at some point, I will be going out there, but it's not just because I'm getting married to her, but it's also because I'm going to be doing ministry out there for free. Okay, I'm going to be handing out, doing immersions. I will be helping our Northern Kingdom brethren wake up to Yahuwah Yahusha, come out of pagan Jesus Christ, come out of God, come out of Christianity, come out of Islam. So I have a ministry that I'm doing this for. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to, put some money aside and get some Bibles with the true names in them, provide some resources, go to some orphanages, bring the Bashura of Yahusha to these orphanages, and pull our people out of these pagan religions. So me and my woman will be on a quest to wake up the Northern Kingdom and the continent. So it's a little bit bigger than just me going there to marry my African Israelite wife and Israelite woman, and then just be like, okay, all right, well, I'm done. No, there's more work for Yahusha when I go to the continent, because these religions, they have dominated the continent. I say content. Salaki. I'm talking too fast. The continent. And so I have a greater ministry that I'm going to be doing when I go out there. We're going to get married, but we're going to be going around the continent and trying to help wake up our people and bring them into, the truth of Yahusha, because there's a lot of our people out there for real that need that. Yeah. Melanated by Yahuwah, sis, Aki, listen to me. I want to be clear with you. I love you, Ak, but this is not slander. Okay? This is not slander at all. It's slander if I'm bashing him and I'm saying, this man is the devil. This man is, sent by Satan. I'm not saying none of that. That's not slander. This is reproof. This is correction. Okay? We have a right to correct our people in love. Okay? And what he is doing is not of Yahuwah. All right? So I want you to be clear. I want to be clear. I'm not slandering this man. But he does need to repent for what he's doing. All right? And I want you to hear the whole matter before you think that it's slander. So just give me a minute to kind of show some things before you assume that this is slander, because it's really not. I'm just saying the things the Bible says, a tree by the fruit that it bears. Okay? The fruit that I'm seeing is not of Yahuwah. Okay? Now, let me show y'all this. So another thing I found strange is I'm going to show you some stuff here on his Instagram. And some of the stuff here I was seeing, it's like, one, he is telling you need to get up and leave America, or you're going to be destroyed in America. So I would tell you need to go to the Most High first. That's the first thing I would tell you to do, is go to him. Don't listen to me. Go to him. All right? He's not doing that. He's just fear-mongering you to tell you America's going to be destroyed. Therefore, if you don't leave, you will perish with America. Now, come on now, y'all. Come on now, y'all. Let me show y'all this. So let's say I want to get on a Zoom call with him. You got to pay for that. Look at this. Make it bigger. Leave America behind for Africa. Zoom meeting with Q&A with Ron Dalton, Hebrews to Negroes. Registration fee, $20. May 25th, 2024 on Saturday. So he's probably, he probably even got people paying money on the Shabbat. That's why I always tell y'all want to support me, please wait until, if it's Shabbat, please do not send me super chats on Shabbat during Shabbat. Wait until the sun goes down. Wait until it's dark outside. If you want to support me thereafter, that's totally fine. But please do not buy merch on Shabbat, okay? Friday night to Saturday night, do not buy or sell. Even if it's to support me, wait until after Shabbat. Please, I'm begging you, please. Okay? This man don't care. He'll take your money any time of the day, including on Shabbat. That Shabbat, that should prove to you it's more about money than it is about Yahuwah. Because every time I mention Yahuwah, it's always about commandments. It's always about Yahusha. It's always about commitment to his ways and his Torah, and putting myself at the bottom. That's what I'm saying. I don't even like being called more. I don't like being called teacher. I don't like being exalted in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a vessel of Yahuwah. I'm a Yahudi vessel. That's it. That is all I am. I'm nothing more than that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because I'm just trying to keep my mind in a place of humility, because I understand when Yahuwah is giving you a platform, when you're dealing with people, when you're reaching people, a lot of times that stuff can get to your head. I understand that. I've seen it. And that's where the fall begins. That's where the fall begins. You know what I'm saying? You fall from that position, just like with Dawood. You know what I'm saying? King David, he was king. He, was in a very prestigious position, and then he entered the temple, which was called the Kadash Kadashim, the Holy of Holies, right? And he wasn't supposed to go in there, and the Levites were only supposed to go in there. And they're like, "What are you doing in here? Why are you in here? You know you're not supposed to be in here." He got filled with pride, okay? And he went in there anyway. And I know how our people are, because, I mean, it's in the Bible, family. It's in the Bible. So I know that I can be infected with that mindset if I'm not constantly, bringing myself down to a place of humility. You know what I'm saying? Constantly in a place of, practicing humility in this walk. A what vessel? No, I'm not. I'm a Yahudi vessel. Okay, you probably a Christian, because I just heard you say Lord. Okay, I don't believe in no Lord. The Father's name is Yahuwah. If you're a Christian, or if you're a Hebrew and you call on Lord, we don't do that over here. Lord is Baal. We call on the Father's name, and we use the true Abari language. So because I am a Yasharali, or Israelite, and I'm from the line of Yahudah, I'm not a Jew. I'm a Yahudi. That's the proper word you're supposed to use, because that's what we were called. Yahuwah's people, who were the so-called, Jews, so to speak, were called the Yahudim. So I'm a Yahudi vessel, meaning I'm a vessel of Yahuwah from the tribe of Yahudah, in case you don't know the language. But that's what I'm saying. We really be in the word. We really be knowing that language. We really be speaking the truth over here. So I don't use the Lord. Lord is pagan. You can keep the Lord and throw it back to Babylon. I don't want nothing to do with that. It takes money to service people. Get real. That's why black people are at the bottom, scared to spend money. Sis, it has nothing to do with that, beloved sister. It has nothing to do with that. Now, maybe you just came in here, okay? And that's fine. I don't mind explaining what I said prior to some of the people who are just coming in here. But I'm not saying it doesn't take money to do certain things, right? That's why I say there's nothing wrong with supporting people who have a ministry. Tasha's here. Hey, sis, shalom to you. Good to see you, beloved sister. I don't think there's nothing wrong with supporting people who are doing the will of the Most High. So people support me, right? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. If I support other creators, other Yasharali, Yahudi creators, because I think they make good content, I might join their Patreon. I might send them monthly payments or something like that, because I appreciate what they do. But the reason why I do that is because they give the word to you freely, okay? It's freely given. It should be freely given. It should never, ever cause a person. The word of Yahuwah and understanding the word of Yahuwah should not cost money, is what I'm trying to say. All right? Is what I'm trying to say. Now, you mentioned money. I want to talk about that for a second, Sister Nicole. Somebody said in the chat, I have to verify this, but they said that he was asking assemblies that want to show his movie, they need to pay him. So it doesn't cost money to have where there's a gathering, there's already an assembly, there's already a facility, and they just want to show your movie to, show our people the truth. They got to pay you for that? That's foolishness. That is total and utter foolishness. Now, if people think there's nothing wrong with that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Now, when it comes to me, such as my Esau and the Horites documentary, I know a lot of people share it, stuff like that. Cool. All esteemed to Yahuwah. The truth needs to get out there. The only thing I ask is you ain't gotta pay me. All right. I don't want money for that. I did it freely because it's the truth. The only thing I would ask is if people, credit me, right? Because some people take my stuff and then they just, put their name on it like they created it. All I'm saying is give credit where it's due, right? Give credit where it's due. That's all I'm saying. This is why here on this channel, when I go through other people's channels and I show some of their videos, I post a link in the chat. I tell you to subscribe to Pastor Rick Flesher's channel, I post a link in the chat. I show videos from Truth Unedited, I post a link in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? I give credit where it's due because I understand being in a position of leadership and ministry, you know, it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. Making videos, editing videos, writing out scripts, you know what I'm saying? Preparing these lessons, going through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to do all of that. So, I mean, the least you can do is give someone credit for what they create. You know what I'm saying? And even though I have this movie on Rumble, his name is still attached to it. I ain't saying it's my movie because it's not. But I posted it because that movie has a lot of truth in there that people should be able to see. Like I said, you want to support him? Support him. But the truth should not come with a price tag. And I'm going to share some scriptures in a second. See, I knew you were a Christian. I knew it. I could tell. See, family, I kind of gotten to a point where I've been able to kind of tell who's a Christian and who's not just by the words they use and what they say. Christians love using this verse, there is neither Jew nor Greek. But is that actually true? Is that actually true? Let me debunk you real quick. Real quick, this is a bit of a side note, but I'm happy you're here because you're going to see that your Christian understanding of the Bible is why a lot of y'all just don't understand what we're doing over here and who we are. And that's part of the problem of Christianity. It's nothing but lies. But I'll go ahead and let me ask you something. Did your pastor ever show you Isaiah chapter 14? Let's read this because you said there's neither Jew nor Greek. So let's read this real quick. For Yahuwah will have mercy on Jacob and will choose Yasharah. Does it say he's going to choose Christians, Gentiles? I mean, Gentiles have a place in his kingdom. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Gentiles cannot be saved, but pay attention to this. This is something you might want to study. And will set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Okay? So the Gentiles who accept his people and don't sit there and say there's neither Jew nor Greek, because if you're going to say there's neither Jew nor Greek, then you also might as well say there's neither male or female. So that means that a man can do a woman's duties and a woman can do a man's duties. Because remember, there's neither Jew nor Greek, so there's neither male or female. So if we're going to apply that logic, let's apply the whole logic and let man be a woman and a woman be a man. How about that? Let's continue. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yasharah shall possess them, the strangers, the Gentiles, in the land of Yahuwah for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Haven't Christians oppressed us, sir? Haven't Christians hung us from trees, beaten us, violated our women, shoved a white Jesus down our face? Pushed pagan holidays like Christmas, Easter, told us the law's done away, kept us in lawlessness, told us we could eat a ham sandwich in the name of Jesus? There's neither Jew nor Greek, then why does it say Yahuwah will choose Yasharal and Jacob? And the Gentiles will cleave to his people. So what do you possibly mean that there is neither Yahudi nor Yabani, Jew or Greek? Because there's clearly a separation here. Do I need to go a little further? You know what? I think I will. I think I will, because I just want to prove you don't know what you're talking about. All right. So I'm going to go to Isaiah 60. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 60 and let's see what that says. Because, you know, Christians love to try to educate the Yasharalim about our own book. When y'all have taught us Christianity, all y'all have done is lie. Okay. So let's read this. This is talking about Jacob. The sons of them that have afflicted you shall come bending unto you. Wait a minute. Those who have afflicted us, the Gentiles. Okay. And all they that despise you shall bow themselves at the soles of your feet and they shall call you the city of Yahuwah, the Ziyun of the Kadash one of Yasharah, whereas you have been forsaken and hated, Negroes, so that man went through you, I will make you an eternal excellency and a joy of many generations. You shall also suck the milk of the other nations. So we get all the abundance of the other nations. I thought it doesn't matter. I thought there's neither Jew nor Greek. And shall suck the breast of kings, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah, your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. But there's neither Jew nor Greek, right? And the sons of strangers shall build up your walls, and the king shall minister to you. For my wrath I smote you, but in my favor have I had mercy on you. Therefore your gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto you the forces of the other nations, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve you shall perish. Those nations shall be utterly wasted. So right now is the time of the Gentiles, okay? Luke 21:24. You believe in the Messiah, right? I mean, you call him JC, which is really a lie, but Luke 21:24. He says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, this is the destruction of Jerusalem, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the other nations, or the Gentiles, until the times of the other nations be fulfilled. So currently at this moment, this is the time of the Gentiles. So when Jacob's time comes, the Gentiles will no longer be in power. That's why the Gentiles will have to serve his children. So are you sure you want to sit there and say there's neither Jew nor Greek? What that actually means when it says there's neither Jew nor Greek is that we all need Mashiach. We all need the Ruach. So in Mashiach, because of his blood, we are all blood bought and able to become an heir to the inheritance of the covenant through the blood of the Messiah. But that does not mean that his people are not going to get an inheritance the Gentiles are not going to get. It doesn't mean that he threw away all the covenants he made with Abraham and Abraham's seed all the way back in the Torah in the book of Bereshith or Genesis chapter 18. So let's just be clear. But this is what I'm saying. Christianity is terrible because it brainwashes Christians to feel like they're equal to his people. And I'm sorry, but you're not. So that's that. I just, I had to prove it because, people just don't want to see it for what it is. Anyhow, moving on. So yeah, B Note is in the building. All praises to y'all. Good to see you, Aki. Much love to you, family. So family, I just wanted to come on here and just say that real quick. I'm going to share a few scriptures with you guys. Now, I want to say this too. I'm not, I don't believe anybody is beyond repentance except Amalek. And I'm always going to say that because this is specific people that's not going to ever be, redeemed. But I don't believe that Ron Dalton is a bad person. I just think what he's doing is kind of slimy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I do believe some of how he's going about this, how he's going about the awakening. He barely mentions Yahuwah, dude. He barely mentions him. And that's a problem for me. For someone who loves my father, who is a child of Yahuwah, who is of his nation, I owe it to him to always acknowledge him in everything I do. This is why you guys always hear me say all esteem to Yahuwah, all esteem to Yahuwah, all esteem to Yahuwah. I have to esteem him in everything. You know what I'm saying? Let his praise be continually in my mouth. Yada Yahuwah. Continually in my mouth. The Bible says, in all ways acknowledge him, the Father, him, Yahuwah, and he will direct your paths. And I did a post the other day because I was like, I don't think some people understand my overzealousness for Yahuwah, my zeal for him. I love the Father. I love Yahuwah so much. I love Yahusha so much that I think people confuse my passion for him for anger or me being contentious. It's not that at all. It's just I really have a love for the truth. For the laborer is worthy of his hire. Right. I agree. I mean, those who have been hired to do something, they should be paid. Absolutely. You know what, family? Don't pay them any mind. I believe that they are another troll. It's crazy to me that, you know, they think I'm twisting the scriptures. I gave you scripture. I gave you scripture, sir, but you don't want to read it and you don't want to believe it. You think God wants us to discriminate and hate and enslave? Sounds like Satan to me. Okay, so what say you about Christianity? Because that's what y'all did to us. What do you think he's going to do to you? So we had to suffer for 400 years under the hand of your pagan, wicked religion. And you think that the Father's just going to say, oh, forget about it, it doesn't matter anymore? No, you must pay restitution. Every Gentile must pay restitution for what was done to us, because for 400 years we served you. But the difference, family, the difference, sir, is that we will not beat you. We will not hang you from trees because we're not like you. Our Father in heaven is righteous, and we as his people, we are righteous. We have no desire to become like you people, which is why you will be a servant and you will serve us, but you will be treated with love and respect. You will not be beaten, flogged, and all these other things and treated in dehumanizing ways. That's what heathens do. Yahuwah's people, they are a righteous people. And we will have a righteous rulership over all nations, because currently the Gentiles are in rule. And that's why there's so much evil in this world. But when we rise up, it'll be a righteous kingdom. And that's why that righteous kingdom is going to be forever. Wickedness has to die. Wickedness has an expiration date. But the righteousness of Yahuwah is forever. And his kingdom, Yahusha, his kingdom will be righteous. That's the difference. That's the difference. Now take some time to go read them scriptures and come out of your pagan Christian religion, because I would be very, 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 very happy if you could show me in the Bible where Yahusha told you, become a Christian, follow religion, because he never did. It's just the Romans have tainted the Bible and made you think Christianity is the truth, but it's really just a doctrine of pagan, heathen Rome. Stop following the way of the heathens and come into the relationship with Yahuwah, Yahusha. And maybe if you stick around and listen to this Yahudi, you might learn something. So maybe now's the time to stop commenting and getting in your feelings and just listen to this Yahudi. You could really learn something for real. All right? Now, back to what I was saying. I'm sorry. I just had to address this person calmly. I don't want to come at him in a negative way, but they don't understand, dude. They don't understand. Yeah, listen, we as Yasharal, we are a righteous people. Okay. Matter of fact, Yasharal, we weren't called Israel. We called Yasharal, means upright of Alua. We are upright people. No, you don't have to have melanin to be righteous. No, that's not the case. I'm not saying that. I'm saying everyone should be righteous that believes in the Father. But his chosen people, who is the Negroes, they were called to be righteous when they were given the Torah, or the law of Moses, which is not really the law of Moses. Moses didn't write it, Yahuwah did. The Torah was given to us to keep us righteous. However, our people made some mistakes. Our people did some things the Father didn't like. And so because we broke that covenant he made with us, he scattered us to the four corners of the earth through slave ships, into slavery, into the lands of the heathens. But now that we've woken up to who we are, we're returning back to the covenant, believing in his true son, Yahushua HaMashiach, and keeping the Torah, the laws, commandments, and statutes of Yahuwah, that we may walk in righteousness. And the Gentiles have to do the same. I forgive, but it doesn't mean that there's still not restitution that must be paid. Okay? It doesn't mean that restitution must not be paid. The problem with Christians and Gentiles is they think I don't have to answer for what my ancestors did. That's not what the scripture says. That's not what the scripture says. Melanated by Yahuwah. I love this sister so much, bro. She is on point. I was just about to show him that. But let me show him this first. So, I hear a lot of people say we don't have to answer for what our ancestors did because I didn't do what my ancestors did. That's not true. That is not what the Bible says. The Gentiles will have to answer for their ancestors, which is servitude, not slavery, but servitude. And I'm going to show you that scripture first. And then I'm also going to show you the judgment that will be brought about. Give me a second here. Let me pull it up. All right. So let me show you this scripture here. This is going to be, this is Exodus. Actually, hold on a minute. Pull it up. Make sure I got the right verse here. Yeah, Exodus 34, verse 7. Yeah, Exodus 34, verse 7. Let me go there real quick, and I'm going to show y'all this one real quick. Got to always prove it. We got newcomers coming in here. I'm going to have to show you. But let me tell you something. I'm showing you, I'm answering some of your questions, but I'm not going to be able to spend all this time on you. All right? So just, you know, you're going to have to read the word for yourself and just read the whole Bible. Stop just reading the so-called New Testament. All right. So do the Gentiles have to answer for the mistakes of their ancestors? Because we answer for the mistakes of our ancestors. And that's why we live in this crusty country called America. we had to answer for that. Okay. So let's read it. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the fourth generation. Okay? So the iniquity of the father upon the children and the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Yes, you must answer for your ancestors. Maybe you didn't do some of the things that they did to us. But your restitution is servitude to his people. It is what it is. I didn't write it. I just recite it. All right? About that. Now, back to Ron Dalton. If this person has any more questions, I'm not going to continue to come at you because I think you're trying to distract me from what I'm doing. And it's okay. I'm not distracted or anything like that, but it is what it is. I would just encourage you to read the scriptures for yourself, sir. I really highly think you should do that because then you can read it for yourself and understand it better. Ask the Most High to open your eyes and reveal some things to you. And also, I have a lot of other biblical teachings you can watch. Matter of fact, I'm going to send you this other one here. I'll put it in the chat. I would just suggest watching it, okay? It's called, Does the Israelite or the Yashurali bloodline matter? Because you said there's neither Jew nor Greek, and we just proved that's actually not the truth from a biblical stance. But I would just suggest watching it because it'll actually probably answer a lot of these questions. But this is why I'm saying, this is why I don't encourage you listen to Gentiles when it comes to the Bible, because they have such an incorrect understanding about the majority. Actually, I'll really say the whole thing, if I'm being honest, because when I was in Christianity, the only what I could say is somewhat true is there's a father in heaven and he has a son. That's about it. Everything else is a lie for the most part. You know what I'm saying? About the covenants, even the covenants, they don't call them covenants, they call them testaments. Yahuwah did not make a testament with Abraham. All right, I'm posting the link in the chat. All right, this is the link right here. Go watch that video. It'll answer all your questions, but I can't dwell on this too much. Now, if you keep on coming at people in here in a disrespectful way, these moderators in here, trust me, they are children of Yahuwah, but they don't play, and they will get you out of here with the quickness. All right? I've been respectful. I have not requested them to boot you out, but they ready to go to work. All right? So just be respectful because they'll kick you out with the quickness for real. All right? All right. All right. Now, so anywho, family, I would just be careful about people that make you feel like you need to pay for the truth. There's something, okay, this is going to rustle some feathers for real. This is going to rustle some feathers. But I have to come here and tell y'all the truth, family. There are some people in this awakening that are attached to him that have YouTube channels. All right? There are some people well known in this truth that are attached to him. And because he got banned off these platforms, because of that movie, he's coming on their platforms and using this fear-mongering propaganda to make you feel like you need to leave Babylon. I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I'm not okay with that, bro. Now you might say, Yexer, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I stopped watching a lot of these people when I saw them allowing him to come on there and do that. Let me show y'all this. Show you another example of what I'm talking about. Stop watching certain people, man, because I just realized, man, it's like y'all won't take a stand on what the word says because y'all want to, allow this to come on here and speak stuff. So this is his Instagram, Ron Dalton, and it says how to invest in an Israelite community in South Africa. Now, let me tell y'all something. People did invest money into this, okay? And they're still being scammed, okay? Our people, all right? Our people have invested in this. He's done this before, okay? He's talked about, I'm going to build an Israelite community in South Africa. Our people, it sounded good, it sounded great, and they went and they sold money into it. Now, most of us are in poverty. We are barely making it here in Babylon, especially in these times. It's gotten way worse. There's no jobs, barely, right? And it's the Gentiles. They're also dealing with the hardships of America. So we are going toe to toe for jobs right now. Our people have families out here, y'all, whole children to feed. You know what I'm saying? And all type of stuff. They invested in an Israelite community because they just wanted to, get out of the hardship of Babylon. I understand that. But this man sold them hope that if they invest in this community, there will be a safe place for Yahuwah's people to go to in the continent. Now, this particular event I'm talking about is not the one he did prior to this, because there was another one. Look at that. Zoom fee is $10. You see this? Just to talk to this man on Zoom costs money. No wonder he didn't respond to my emails, because I had a few questions for him. He said, I remember when I first came into this, he said if you join his website and you do music, he would happily promote your music on his platform. And I wanted to support him because I liked the movie Hebrews to Negroes a lot, and I thought it was really good. And I was like, okay, well, let me support this hog. Well, he didn't do that. And I wrote him a message and he never responded. You know why? Because I got to pay to go on Zoom to ask him stuff. I got to pay to go on Zoom. Even said he was going to do something, he didn't do it. He's not a man of his word, according to what I've seen. All right, I ain't saying he's a compulsive liar, but it's just like it seems like when he says certain things, he don't deliver. Do you want to leave America? Do you want to live amongst other like-minded Hebrew-conscious diasporans? Do you want to avoid the land scams, the loneliness, the fear of being alone as a single man, single woman, with or without in Africa? Would you rather follow a competent, Holy Spirit-filled leader to help guide you in the African continent? Holy what? Yahuwah is our leader. Okay, now, like I said, Yahuwah, he appoints, he raises up prophets, he does all of that. But where is the mention of our Father's name? Where is it? Where? I'm looking, I'm scanning. Okay, you got Zoom details to pay to go to this, but there's nothing about make sure you go to Yahuwah first. Make sure you pray about this first. He's talking about loneliness, talking about being single, a single woman, a single man. You being scammed by the land. Do y'all see the language he's using? And then he's exalting himself. Okay? He's exalting himself. So listen, I'm not bashing him. I want y'all to see the fruit. See, people, the Christian doctrine is like, oh, we shouldn't judge people. We shouldn't judge. We shouldn't judge. You know what I'm saying? But that's the problem, family. That's why so much has been able to be done against us, because we're scared to call out things that's wrong. Yahusha did it. If we're following Yahusha, he said we should not be afraid to speak out when something is wrong. Yahusha didn't. Our father didn't bite his tongue. Yahusha didn't bite his tongue. Why should we? Because we feel like we're bashing our people. We love our people. I love every single child of Yahuwah that is of the nation and to the Gentiles grafted into the nation. But the bottom line is wrong and wrong should be called out, family. Everett Watson says in his interviews, you can tell Ron is living in the flesh. We need to pray for him. I've watched some of his interviews, and I do believe there could be some truth to that. It's just he like, and you know, he has a lot of posts like this on his Instagram. So, you know, these situations a lot of our people find ourselves in. We want to buy land out here, it ain't been working out. You've got single men, you've got single women. You feel, you know, some people obviously feel lonely in this walk, right? Those of us who don't have somewhere we can fellowship. Those of us who don't have brothers and sisters in this truth, maybe you're a little bit more shy. Maybe you're a little bit more timid. Maybe you're not comfortable on social media, or you don't use it as much, or you're not familiar with it. Maybe you're, you know, of the older generation and you're just not too keen to technology. You're not technology savvy, so you don't know how to reach out to other Yasharelim. All of these things are realities that we deal with in this truth of, you know, this awakening, right? But he's saying, well, if you don't have this and you don't have that, then you just come to Africa. But there's nothing about consulting the Father first. That's the issue. I'm going to always tell you, you can come to me, you can ask me questions, but always remember, do not be afraid to go to the Father first. Okay? Go to him first. Always go to him first. But he has a lot of this kind of stuff on his page. Tour packages low as $1,900. Flights not included. Coming of Diaspora African Tours. Hebrews and Negroes presents Coming of Diaspora Tours to South Africa and beyond. We just finished our last tour last month, and the attendees had a blast seeing South Africa and experiencing the Bantu culture here in the land of Canaan. Okay, that's another thing he's doing. He is saying, unapologetically, he knows for a fact South Africa is the land of ancient Canaan. Now, I personally do not believe that. I've seen information on it. Don't get me wrong, I've seen information on it. But here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, what proof and what evidence does he have that this is truly the land of Canaan, South Africa? Now, don't get me wrong. I believe the land is in Africa for sure. I do, 100%. The evidence that I am seeing points to East Africa. Now, I'm not going to say a particular country, but I'm leaning more towards that, because the land of Yerushalayim, or what you call Jerusalem in the English, would have to be close to Egypt. Hold on a minute. Mark does Africa, and Earl Grey scammed lots of Hebrews also with buying property in Tanzania. I lost $2,200 with Mark Does Africa. Oh, Father. Family, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You don't deserve that. And it's sad, family. Listen, let me come on the screen. It's really sad, family. My heart is grieved about this because our people are genuinely just seeking the truth. 22,000. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. $22,000. Oh man, I'm so sorry that happened to you, family, for real. My heart is grieved because for two reasons, mainly. One, our people are genuinely trying to seek the Father. A lot of them understand that Africa is the land of milk and honey, the land Yahuwah chose where our people would be, right? They're genuinely trying to seek. We're tired of Babylon. We're tired of America. We're tired of everything that's worked against us here. We realize we're in the land of our captivity. You know what I'm saying? And we want it a little bit more easier, right? And not dealing with the racial element, which is the big part of what America is about, right? Akila's here. Hey, sis, shalom. Good to see you, beloved sister. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. So we want to just be able to go to a place where we can be around our people that are in the truth, not our people who are still corrupted by the ways of Babylon. I sometimes, bro, it's like I get so tired of this place, bro. I understand that. But then I also have to say that you can't, because you have it hard here, don't feel like you need to move prematurely without seeking the Most High also, okay? Don't let the fear-mongering and the flee doctrine make you feel like you need to do it because you want an easier life. Until Yahuwah brings us out of this land with his own hand, just wait on him. Unless he tells you to go or he has a purpose for you. And that's why I kind of explained my whole thing when it comes to Africa. I have a purpose which is really ministry and helping the Northern Kingdom wake up. You know, I've helped waking up a lot of the Yahudim here in the Americas, you know, and many of our Yahudim brethren that are, you know, scattered to the four corners of the earth. But there's so many of the Northern Kingdom. Now we got to get to the Northern Kingdom. And don't worry, family. I'll still be coming here to deal with our people all the time. I will never forsake you guys. I want y'all to know that. All right. I would never forsake you, Yahshua. Period. I'm going to always be here. I may not go live as much when I'm out there in the continent doing ministry, but I will still be checking in with you guys and I still will be doing teachings, but I have to take this to another level and I got to help wake up our people in the Northern Kingdom for real. And that's where y'all was leading me to go. My wife, she'll be with me. My woman, she'll be with me. And, you know, we will be going around the continent and trying to wake up our people for real. The end of the world ministry go hard on locating our home. I also believe it's East Africa. Facts. That's what I'm saying. And brother Yakoba, that's the thing about him. He does his research. He don't just pull stuff out of his behind. He don't just watch somebody's video and say, yep, that's the truth. No, he gonna pull up some ancient locations. He gonna show you some ancient maps. He gonna do some real digging for real. And that's what I respect about him. You know what I'm saying? He a real one. So shout out to brother Yakoba from the End of the World Ministries. Also, I wanted to say another thing that really bothers me too about this whole situation. It's not just the fact that our people are genuinely seeking the face of the Most High and want to be in a community outside of a Babylon, America, where we can all congregate and be together, right? It's also bothers me because those people that are doing this, they understand our circumstances here in America. They understand whatever little money we do have that we scrape together is most likely all we will have. And if we lose that money, it's a wrap. Sometimes that could be money from savings. That could be our bare minimum. That's all we have. And when people who understand the curses, who understand our struggle here in this land, with someone who is one of us, with the full understanding of what we go through every day, could turn around and exploit that, is evil, dude. That is just wicked and evil. And there are some people of this nation that are bringing him on these platforms. Life savings, right? You know, you might have worked all your life, you know what I'm saying, slaving for these other nations. Maybe you're on a limited income. Maybe you get like Social Security or something. You know, you've been putting that aside, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of try to figure something out. Whatever you had to do, you had to sacrifice whatever money you do have. And if you do have it, blessings to you. You know what I'm saying? But some of these folks are snakes amongst us, y'all. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I love this nation. Yahuwah, the Most High, knows that. You guys know I love you dearly. But there is wickedness amongst our people, family. There is. And that's why Yahuwah says 2/3 will be cut off. That's why he says he's going to purge out the rebels. Oh, man. It was my life savings, a senior woman. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is why my heart is so grieved by this. Single mothers being exploited, senior women being exploited. When it comes to this truth, this is not how we should be treating our people, family. Now, maybe you didn't know who you were 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, whatever. Maybe you were walking in ignorance because you drank of the wine of Babylon. But family, when it comes to this truth about who we are, we should be treating each other way better than this. And this man says that he's filled with the so-called, what he calls the Holy Spirit. No, you're not. No, you're not. When you're filled with the Ruach Yahuwah, you are moving as Yahuwah moves. That love for your people doesn't depart. That love for your people doesn't make you look at them in a way, oh, I'm going to come up off of this. That Ruach in you is going to say, you know what? I'm going to allow this movie to be seen. You join, it's like people in assemblies want to show this to help our people understand some truths. Like I talked about Rebirth of a Nation. There's a lot of things attached to them that I don't rock with, but their movie, Reclaiming the Throne, before I knew all this stuff I knew about them, that movie's for free on Tubi, a Tubi series, and it's for free. Now, they have some premieres for the movie, right, where you could go and you could do like a meet and greet. That I can understand. But if you want to watch the movie, it's for free on Tubi. It's a free movie series on Tubi. And it has just as much information, if not more, than Ron Dalton's film. We got to do better, man. I don't like what I'm seeing in the nation for real. And I know Yahuwah doesn't either. And what really bothers me about our people, the Yahudim, that are letting this man come on their platforms and say all this poisonous rhetoric, and they're not checking him, and they're basically giving him a platform to push and elevate himself more, is a problem. It's a problem. Sir, build your own platform. Yeah, I get it. You lost it. You're going to take some hits when it comes to this truth. I do believe that some of us creators and some of those of us who are in these positions and we're teaching this truth the way we are, I do believe some of us will be ran off of YouTube. I believe some of us could possibly be martyred here on the tube for real. Yeah, beloved sister Abigail. Like I said, I have some misgivings about Rebirth of a Nation itself, but their film, Reclaiming the Throne, was very well put together. I can't deny that. I cannot deny that. There's some things about them, but I can't deny the film was well put together because it was, and it's free. And to those who are coming in here, I'm going to let y'all know what it is. I put the movie Hebrews to Negroes up on Rumble. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to pay to watch it, I'm going to give it to you for free. And I don't care what he thinks about this, because what he's doing is wrong. Okay? And I'm going to post the link again here for you guys. Hebrews to Negroes is on my Rumble channel. I just put the full movie up there. I think there's some good information in there. I just don't respect the fact that, he's telling people they need to pay him to show this movie. This is Yahuwah's truth, and you're not the gatekeeper of it. So this is the movie right here on the Rumble channel. I just put it up, and it's about 3 hours, but it is the full movie. You know what I'm saying? It's the full movie for you to watch, just in case you haven't seen it and you're like, oh, I want to see it, but I don't want to pay $50 for the film. This is the full movie right here. Let me just show y'all real quick. Yeah, this is the full movie right here. I'm not gonna play the audio or nothing, but it's about 3 hours, 30 minutes long. It shows you all the evidence. It proves we are Yahuwah's people for real. Okay? So all the evidence is in this. Okay? I posted it for you guys because, the truth matters. The truth matters. But again, this is Yahuwah's truth. It's not mine. It's not yours. It's his. It belongs to him and him only. And so I'm giving it to you. All right? And if you don't like it, oh well. Maybe you should repent. Maybe you should stop doing what you're doing. Maybe this is a reason to humble you. You a real one for real, bro. Really taxing $50 for a movie. For real, gang. I mean, yeah, like, I kid you not, family. It's like, even if you were to go to the movie theaters, family, and buy a whole bunch of that expensive popcorn and a dang drink, you still ain't gonna pay nowhere close to that $50 for a dang movie. I mean, and it's like, even if you do want to show the movie, why does it have to be $50? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I gotta go there. Salaki, I gotta go there. Okay? Listen. You know what? Let me show y'all. There was a part, so he went live on one of these Yahudi's channels. And somebody was questioning him about how he made like $1 million on that movie. And he says something to the effect, I'm not going to say it's verbatim, but something to the effect of something about, so what if I made $1 million, this and that? Because somebody in the chat was questioning him while he was live about this. And he said something to the effect of like, so what? Or, yeah, I made $1 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just very dismissive about it. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did. Now, I don't know if he did, but people were kind of, coming at him about that, because he was coming on there telling them that they need to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. It's just off to me. I'm going to try to see if I can find it. Hold on a minute. Boy. I mean, it's just, and it's like the people that have no issue with what he's doing, have no problem with what he's doing, stand by what he's doing. It makes me on the side of it. And like I said, bro, I personally, I stopped watching a lot of people. I really, really stopped watching. I stopped watching a lot of Yasharalim because I just saw people kind of rallying behind him and, kind of excusing the things he's doing, the things he's saying. And even on this movie, he said something like, I went to all these people he went to Truth Unedited. He went to Truth Unveiled. He went to a lot of these Abari, teachers, or I won't say teachers, Abari content creators. And he was like, will you promote this movie? Will you promote this movie? Will you promote this movie? And it's like, maybe they didn't because they didn't understand his full intentions. But he almost painted it in a way like, well, they wasn't really rocking with me. And I say Yahuwah, I say Yahusha, I say all of that. It's almost like he uses the Yahuwah, Yahusha only for a way to kind of like, legitimize himself. I don't know. I don't think his love for Yahuwah is there. I really don't. I'm just being honest. Unapologetically real, Yexer. Thank you. I'll be watching that later. Yes, you guys are very, very welcome. I'm gonna give you a huge Baba Kasha. You're welcome, because I don't, what I'm saying, it shouldn't be like that for real. Candace Owens had bad things to say about it. She said there's no proof that we the people. Sis, I saw that. Hold on. Okay, we getting into. All right, I pretty much said what I need to say about that. So before we get into the Candace Owens thing, I guess we can have a little bit of an extended stream and talk about some other things. I do want to talk about the Candace Owens thing. Let me write that down because I want to show y'all some scriptures first about what we're talking about before I jump into that. Because, yeah, I did see what she said, sis, and I was just like, bro, she just... And the fact that she mentions that she's from Santa, her father is from St. Thomas, you're clearly a Yahudi. But anyway, hold on, sis. Let me write that down because I'm going to get to that. All right. Let me share some scriptures with y'all, and we'll close out this topic. Okay. All right. So the first place we're going to go is 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 3. We'll start off at verse 1. This is a true saying: if a man desire the office of the elder, he desires good work. An elder then must be blameless, the man of one woman, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. Okay? So a person that would be in a leadership position, or like, you know, kind of like, I guess what I'm doing or something like that, they can't be greedy. Okay, so they can't just be me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. It should always be about the Father's business. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to, I got them all written down here. I wrote down a bunch of scriptures before I jumped on here. So let me go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 17. And also, you know what, let me go back there real quick. I know a lot of our people like to promote polygamy, but what does it say right here? Because some of them are teachers, but they say polygamy is okay. Let's see what the Bible says. They must be blameless, the man of one woman. One woman. One woman. Yahusha taught on the aspect of one man, one woman in marriage, not multiple women. Yeah. And Paul also substantiated that with the concept of one woman, a man with one woman. And I, you know, like I said, some of the people like to go to, you know, what they call the Old Testament, the Gentiles call the Old Testament, the first covenant, and say, well, Jacob had many wives, and Solomon had many wives, and David had many wives, concubines, and all that other stuff. But let's just be real. It's like, if you can't even lead, provide, and protect one woman, what makes you think you can lead, provide, and protect 8 of them? That's a whole nother conversation, but I just wanted to point that out real quick. All right. So the next one we're going to go to is 2 Corinthians. So that would be Kurinthim Shani, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 17. For we are not as many which corrupt the word of Eluah, but as of sincerity, but as of Eluah, in the sight of Eluah, speak we in Mashiach. Okay? So the corrupting of the word, right? Taking the word and saying, oh, well, you know, I'm going to use it for my own personal benefit. I'm going to use it because I wanted to say this, and I'm going to be the only authority that you can go to. Be careful about people who exalt themselves constantly when too much of the me comes out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like the things that I create and the things that I make, I have no issue with saying, okay, I write this song, I wrote this song, I did the visuals, I made the beats and things like that, right? But when it comes to the word of Yahuwah, right? When it comes to the word of Yahuwah, I cannot put my name on this. This is his. This belongs to him, right? But I also recognize that my talent and my ability and my gifts and the discernment and the wisdom comes from him when it comes to this word. It's his word, and it's his wisdom he has poured out on me. This is not my wisdom, okay? This is his. So there's a difference, okay? Hebrews 13, verse 5. Let's go there. Just going to share a bunch of scriptures with you guys about this so I can make my point clear. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as you have. For Yahuwah has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So do not covet, okay? And I'm also going to go to verse 9. Be not carried away with diverse and strange doctrines, for it is a good thing that the heart be established with favor, not with foods which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. So strange doctrines. Oh, you need to flee to Africa. I'm telling you, you do, because Babylon, homie, we know Babylon going to be destroyed. We know that. We know that. But here's the thing. When you understand the word, Babylon's destruction is about Yasharal's deliverance. We have already faced our judgment in these last 400 years. The only thing that's coming to Jacob, the righteous children of Jacob, is being restored back to our land and being elevated to the people he's called us to be above all nations. Okay? That's what is promised to Jacob. We've suffered enough already. Now it's time for the Gentiles to suffer. Now it's time for their judgment. Those who do not accept the truth. They are the ones who are going to be judged. But he said he would bring his children home. Matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. One of my favorite places to go is Isaiah 11. If you go to Jeremiah or Yaram Yahu, it tells you all in there about our deliverance from Babylon. But I'm going to just go to Isaiah 11 right now, because I think that one is very telling, and it tells you everything you need to know. So I don't even know why people believe this strange doctrine for real. Isaiah 11, Yashayahu 11 through 12 says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah, I don't like saying this word because it means Lord, Yahuwah shall set his hand, Yahuwah, and the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Masraim, Egypt, Pathrock, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Kamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up a sign for an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Yasharal, and gather together the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. Our Father will deliver us. All right. Jeremiah, I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 50 as well as another witness. This is talking about the judgment of Babylon. Now, a lot of people confuse this and they think that this is talking about ancient Babylon, but this is also talking about the current Babylon. So let's read up to verse 9. The word that Yahuwah spoke against Babal and against the land of the Chazadim by Yirmiyahu the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Babal is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken pieces. For out of the north there comes up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove and they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, says Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal shall come, they and the children of Yahudah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuwah, Alua Hekam. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thither, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost, sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains, and they've gone from mountain to hill, and they've forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, the habitation of justice, even Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. It says, verse 8, remove out of the midst of Babal, and go forth out of the land of the Chazadim, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause them to come up, or I will raise and cause to come against Babel an assembly of great nations for the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty as an expert man, and none shall return in vain. Okay, so we're talking about the destruction of Babylon. Okay, the destruction of this nation. Okay, now let's skip down to verse 19. And I will bring Yahuwah Sabaoth. Okay, and I will bring Yasharal again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, says Yahuwah, the iniquity of Yasharal shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Yahudah, they shall not be found, for I will pardon with whom I reserve. So he says, I will bring Yasharal again to his habitation. Okay. So why should you move prematurely according to some man, okay, that told you to do it? But Yahuwah said he will bring you. He said he will do it. So why would you move prematurely? Pastor Pagan sent $10 super sticker. Thank you so much, sis. And Milo sent $19.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, family. I appreciate both of you. All esteem to Yahuwah. I appreciate you both. Thank you. So Yahuwah said that he would bring us back home. And you know why he will do it? Because he did it the first time. Remember, we just read in Isaiah 11 through 12, that he will recover his people a second time because he did it the first time. So I need y'all to understand. Melanie Bayou gave me Yirmiyahu 23:7-8. Thank you, sis. We'll go there too real quick. we're going to get to the Candace Owens things. I want to talk about that too. Yahoo 23, 7 through 8. Let's go there. Therefore, behold, the day comes, says Yahuwah, that you shall no more say Yahuwah lives, which brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Egypt, but Yahuwah lives, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Yasharal out of the north country and from all countries where I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Out of the north country and from all countries. So that includes our brethren scattered throughout Africa. Okay? They will be brought into the wilderness with us. Okay? So there will be, what will happen is Yahuwah will pull his people out of these lands that they have been scattered, the northern kingdom, as well as the southern kingdom, which is scattered to the four corners of the earth. Okay, this is another person we're going to ban because they love to come in here and troll. And I, honestly, I get why y'all do it, but it's just getting kind of old. We don't need you to believe in the Bible because the Bible is not really written for you, but I'm just going to kick you out because clearly you just come here to troll. That's why you never show your face. You notice the trolls never show their faces? What are you hiding from? What you hiding from? I'm just curious. What are you running from, man? I mean, you might be able to hide your face on these platforms, but you cannot hide your face from he who sits on the throne. So all this foolishness you're doing to troll is honestly showing your ignorance. But anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and just ban you from coming back here. Bye-bye. Anywho. So the Bible says that Yahuwah will bring us back by his own hand. And so that's why I just say that when someone's telling you to go do something because you're being fearmongered, don't do it. Don't do it. And woe unto people that are, Phil Yahoo. He'll probably do that gladly. I wouldn't put it past him. He would probably gladly do that for real. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, it would be a different experience if you were standing in front of me, because if you was bad-mouthing my Alua, you getting slapped for real. Like, I'm just saying, man, y'all just lucky you not standing in front of this Yahudi, because we know darn well the Caucasoid Caucasian doesn't have the balls to say the words that they say on these platforms to my face. None of us. They don't want that smoke with Yasharal for real. Especially when it comes to our Alua. We don't play that. I mean, trust me, you don't want that smoke with him. So just watch what you say, because he's so merciful, he could strike you down right now. Just remember that. All right? All right, so let me talk about this Candace Owens thing real quick. Now we're going to segue into that. Here's the thing. Candace Owens did talk on this recently on her podcast. I'm going to show y'all the video. You know what? It might be better to go to the Spotify, because I know if I play the video, it's probably going to hit me with copyright. So let me go to Spotify and play the podcast, because that way I won't get dinged. Got to be smart. Got to move smart. I mean, I could still show the video. Like, it won't really make sense. It won't like take the video down or anything, but yeah. Let me just go to it real quick. Candace Owens podcast. Oh, there it is. Wonderful. Okay. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I had watched it recently. It was one of her most recent podcasts. Let me see here. Let me go to the podcast real quick. So let me tell y'all my thoughts on it, essentially, before I show you the video. Candace Owens does not like to really deal with facts when it comes to considering Black people as more than what her white counterparts look at us. She's not down to do that, all right? Do I ever believe Candace Owens will come out and say, Black people are the truth? I was wrong. I was this. Black people are truly the Father's true people. She will, if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get it from her. You're not going to get it from her. I'm just going to tell you that now. It's not going to ever come out. You know why? Because number one, her husband is white. He ain't going to like that. He will literally leave that Black woman behind and take them Caucasoid mixed children, those heathen children with him. Because, I mean, their father's white, so they're heathens, right? Even though she's a Yahudi. He would take those children and pack up out that house so fast. Then you also have to understand the majority of her fan base is white. And they love anti-Black rhetoric. They live for it. They feed on it. They consume it. They get high off of it. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration there, but that's what it is. She's not going to, you gotta understand. To see what these conservatives, these Black conservatives fail to understand is the moment you push, even if she went as far as to show up to her show with a full-on afro, okay, not having her hair all pressed and purdy, but if she showed up with a full-on afro, they would already have something to say. They don't want her to embrace anything about her that's Afrocentric. So then why would you expect that they would embrace her if she says anything about us being the true people of the book and that this Bible is about Black people? I don't believe she's going to do that, family. I believe that is wishful thinking. That would not happen. It'll never happen. All right, I'm trying to look for the video and I don't see it. I don't know if it got taken down or what, but I don't see it. Hold on a minute. Let me check something here. Because the thing is, she's gotten to a place now where she is, whoa, she's actually live right now. She's doing a show about Ray J debating transgenderism. Wait, he's debating a transgender. I mean, I know she don't rock with transgenderism. So if he's debating with her, that means he's down with it. I've been knew that dude was gay. I've been known he was gay for real. I mean, I'm not shocked. But anyway, it's just confirmation, I guess. I mean, even as a child, I was telling my mom, I'm like, man, that boy gay. I don't know. I can't find the video, family. I don't know if it got removed. So I'm going to go ahead and go to B'nai Yah Israel's channel because he has it on there. He did a video about it recently. And I think the video might have got removed because she says some things about them folks that claim to be us. And, you know, they don't like that. Let's see. Hopefully his video didn't get removed too. Hold on a second. Ah, there it is. Okay. So let me go to his video and I'll post a link in there. Hold on a minute.
Didn't care for you, and then I researched you for myself. Thank you for what you are doing. May Yahweh protect you, your family, and the truth. I would love for you to dig into Africans being the true Israelites. I mean, I watched that documentary. I just didn't see any proof that was presented there.
Wait, okay. Now, let me preface this. Family. The documentary she's talking about is the movie I'm talking about. Hebrews to Negroes. Now, I want you to listen to what she said. I watched the documentary and I didn't see anything proving conclusively we're the people of the book. Even though this movie, and that's why I encourage you after this live, please go watch the movie. Matter of fact, let me post the link, pin the link to the top of the chat. So once I end this stream, if you just look to the top of the screen, you can just go right over there and watch it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she says she watched it and she didn't see anything in it that was conclusive. All right. That's actually not true. This movie is filled with factoids, but for those who have not seen it, I'm going to let you go watch it for yourself after the stream. And then you can make your own decision on whether she's telling the truth or not. But as a Black man who has watched this movie twice, this is cap. This is total cap.
Like, it was somebody that was making musings about it, but they didn't actually present any concrete proof. And so, yeah, I
mean, they went through language. They went through the many different African Shemitic languages and how they're very similar to each other. They went to the tribes. They went to the circumcision on the 8th day. But so you got to also understand, she has a heathen Christian mindset. Okay, so she doesn't understand the Torah. She doesn't understand the traditions of Yasharal. Now, there's also scriptures in there that kind of support what we know about the Bible and how it proves we're the people. There's tons of evidence in there. The movie's 3 hours long. Okay, so this right here is cap. It is total cap.
I appreciate your comment. I have not ever looked into that.
And you're going to notice she doesn't stay on this topic very long. She ends up taking it in a whole nother direction. And I'm going to let you see. I'm going to be quiet. Listen.
Be completely honest with you. And like I said, I don't know my family history outside of knowing my grandma came from St. Thomas. My grandfather has one grandmother who was Native American Cherokee from North Carolina. But I would love to know my family history. I think we all.
Oh, yeah. Let me post a link to this video from Ben Ayah, Israel's channel, just in case y'all want to watch it for yourself later, rewatch it or whatever. Because he did a longer response, but I'm going to just show you guys this part.
All have a right to know where we come from, information. And so I want to jump right back into that discussion that we were having really about spiritualism. And I'm going to use not a current event, but a recent current event that happened a couple of years ago. You will remember this because I think it might have been the craziest moment from 2022. So Kyrie Irving, at the time, he still might be a basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets, tweeted a link to a documentary, absent commentary. He didn't tweet this and say, I agree with this. He didn't tweet this and say, like, I disagree with this. He just tweeted a link to a readily available documentary that was on Amazon, and he said nothing. And the next thing you knew, he was a mainstream story and he was at risk of losing his job as a basketball player. And the title of the documentary was From Hebrews, to Negroes. And if he had just tweeted it and the media didn't react with such insanity, probably no one would have watched it. I'm serious. Like it was a nothing thing, but they made such a big deal out of it that I remember watching the situation go down and going, okay, what is in this documentary that people are freaking out so much that the NBA has given him, you'll recall this, a list of 6 demands, a list of 6 action items that he must complete in order to return to the franchise. Okay. Absurd. Remember this headline that was going on? This is what Kyrie Irving must do to get his life back for having tweeted out a link to a documentary that's available on Amazon. Not Jeff Bezos, but Kyrie Irving is at fault. Not Jeff Bezos for making it readily available on Amazon. The first set of things that he had to do, the first thing he had to do was he had to issue an apology for posting a link to the movie, condemn the harmful and false content, and make it clear that he does not have anti-Jewish beliefs. Secondly, he had to complete the anti-hate causes that the Irving and the Nets and the ADL, keep that topic, we're going to talk about more of the ADL today, agreed upon in their joint release, which included a $500,000 donation toward causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in communities. He was then told he had to complete sensitivity training created by the Nets. He was then told he had to complete anti-Semitic, anti-hate training designed by the Nets, and meet with representatives from the ADL as well as Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. And the last one was after completing steps 1 through 5, he had to meet with the owner of the Nets, Joe Tsai, and lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons that he learned. Okay, so this was just like a whipping, a public whipping. It made entirely no sense. And I don't think he actually...
A buck breaking would be a lynching, a public lynching and buck breaking is what it really was. But I get what you're saying there.
Ended up doing any of that because then there was outrage and outcry, rightfully so, from the Black community going, what are you doing right now? What did he do that was so wrong? And of course, because of the way my brain works, when I see the media overreact, I just go, what's in this documentary? I mean, I think that's called the Streisand effect. Like when you go so crazy about something that people wouldn't have noticed, then suddenly go, okay, well, what am I not supposed to see in this documentary? And I, of course, instantly watched it. And it was, by the way, very poorly put together, which is why it made it even crazier. It seems like a very budget film that was put together. It looks almost like a PowerPoint, to be honest. And I remember watching this going, how could this documentary have caused this much?
Okay, do you see what she's doing? She is insulting the quality of the movie. Now, family, the movie is not as low quality as she's trying to make it. Like I said, visually, I think it's really well put together. As far as like the history and the information contained therein, I think it's very well put together, you know, but you got to understand at the time that she addressed this, I think this is honestly an older video, back when the Kyrie thing happened. Because she's basically, I mean, I'm not sure if this, I don't know if this is an older video or if it's a newer video, because it almost sounds like the original video she did when the Kyrie Irving thing happened. Because in that video, she also said the movie looked low quality, like a PowerPoint presentation. But anyhow,
craziness in the media. And then I realized that the point of the documentary that it was making that upset, and this is why the ADL got involved, was the documentary makers, that is, were alleging that the current Jewish people that are in Israel are not, in fact, biblical Jews, and instead that the people that were brought over in the transatlantic slave trade from Africa to America were the original Hebrews, okay? So parking aside whether or not you agree with that, I have obviously no idea. How strange is it that that would cause that sort of a reaction?
Well, you don't know your own history, but you know all about white people. Well, Christians are the most persecuted, but the Bolsheviks beat and murdered millions of Christians. Oh, Christians. And guess what? Them same Christians, yeah, they beat your people. Yeah. And did the worst kind of stuff to them. But yet Christians are the most persecuted. We've been persecuted since we came to this country. She knows all about European history. Matter of fact, this coon right here, I should have said raccoon. This raccoon right here literally said, well, you know, white people were not the first people to own slaves. Actually, the first slave owner was a black man. She irritates me, dude. I'm sorry. She just does. She just does. I mean, I've seen people tap dance before, but what these black conservatives do is on a whole nother level. It's just a whole nother level, dude. I mean, they over here tap dancing and juggling buttermilk biscuits. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. I don't even think the house Negroes went this hard. Hey, I'm for real. I don't even think the house Negroes went this hard, bro. Yeah. Boy.
Action. And we live in a time where a man can say he's a woman, and
Koba,
a woman can say
Bob?
that she's a man. Like, you can quite literally wake up and pick your gender and pick your species, and people will be affectionate towards you. They feel so bad for you. They have sympathy. It's like we must do more to support these communities. They're not confused as who they are on the inside. But for Kyrie Irving, there was no grace. It was like, no, this is so wrong, and you're going to lose your entire life for even exploring that idea. What it led me to think was, it is quite sad when you consider that so many of us have no idea where we come from. Like, that to me was the bigger point, that there are so many people on.
Okay, so she jumps off the subject at that point to start talking about how none of us know where we come from. Okay, now what I find interesting, I want to point something out to you guys. She always likes to downplay slavery and do the tap dancing for them folk, right? But I've noticed more and more that word slavery comes out of her mouth when it comes to the unfair treatment of our people. So she'll say right here in a minute, you're going to see her say that the reason why we don't know our history is because of slavery. Who brought that up on us, sis? That's what I want you to say. Because she's not the type of person that's built to call out the Caucasian man and how much damage the Caucasian has done to this nation here in America. Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's the Arab, it's all these nations, Psalms 83, right? But I'm talking about the one that she's laid down with, that she done had these heathen children with. You feel what I'm saying? When I hear someone mention slavery, you can't mention slavery without mentioning the man or the individual or the group or the people that benefited the most from it. Because what they love to do is say, well, black people enslaved black people. Black people sold black people to the white man. But see, that's why history is important, because you'll understand that it was the Hamites that sold the Israelites into slavery. We weren't selling our own people. You must be crazy if you think that. How would we have the power to sell our own people but not go into slavery? Come on, gang. That don't make no sense. When you factor in the curses, don't make no sense. So when they say that black people sold black people into slavery, I always combat it with who owned the slave ships, who brainwashed us, who got away with basically doing all these evil, deplorable acts and never going to jail for it, who still lives off that wealth to this very day because of slavery. And those same politicians saying that they don't want to give you reparations, guaranteed 9 times out of 10, their ancestors were slave owners. So I need y'all to really, really understand that a lot of times the deflection from wanting to give you what you are owed, because Yahuwah, one thing y'all need to understand about Yahuwah is Yahuwah demands payment for one's labor. That's how he works, okay? Even when it comes to servitude in the Bible, all right? Even when it comes to servitude, yeah, exactly. Who funded the slave trade? What men got together and sat at a table and said, you know what, let's go to Africa and let's get them? Who marked the map? Kingdom of Judah, Negro land, looking for Negroes. Who went to the continent scouting for Negro? They didn't want Hamites family. They were scouting for Negro. It was Uncle Esau. Facts. Melanated via or that's what I'm gonna start calling. I smell red soup. Okay. Now she ain't gonna admit it, but I smell red soup. So this is the issue I have with her. The white man is beyond all culpability, even though he continues to play in our faces time and time again. It's always the black man's fault. And even in her shows, a lot of times what she does is she says things about, you know, subjects that have nothing to do with us. Like she was debating this Jewish man and, you know, he was saying, oh, that's anti-Semitic. And then she'll bring up black people out of nowhere. And she'll be all like, well, you know, black people, they always use these kind of things to say that, you know, oh, America's racist and, oh, I don't want to be mistreated and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, why are you bringing us up? Why? It's like we're so disposable. You know what I'm saying? And oh, yeah.
Jewish.
So it's like she's gotten to a point almost where it's hard for her to bring up these people or bring up, you know, white people without ever attaching the black person to being bad and white man good. Black man bad, white man good. That's the game that she plays. Anywho, shout out to Yakoba. I saw you in the chat, Aki. I don't know if you heard me because the video was playing, but I'm glad you're here with us, Ak. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you. Shout out to Christopher Roller. He's in here with us. Mika All is here with us. All praise to the Most High. Let me see. I didn't make sure I missed it. I'll be Yahoo. Hey, sis. I didn't even see you there. All praise to the Most High. Good to see you too. LaShonda. Sorry, fam. I'm late. Hey, we glad you're here with us. All esteem be to Yahuwah, Yahusha. She does it to push her agenda. Right. And you know what? Let me say this real quick before I continue, family. So another thing that's interesting is when she was on the Daily Wire, that conservative platform, when it came to bashing us, that's all totally fine. Totally okay. You know, matter of fact, I think that's really where the bulk of their revenue came from is videos like that, anti-black rhetoric. I mean, yeah, there's LGBT, bash the liberals, bash this, which I understand, right? But for the most part, they hate the black man, black woman, black family, black child more than they do the white liberals, because all those white liberals have to do is literally say, I love Donald Trump. And they'll happily, you know what I'm saying, accept them because they're white. But even if you're black and you say you love Donald Trump, they're still waiting for the perfect opportunity to call you a hard ER at the end of the N-word. For real. They're waiting for that opportunity. And some of those people that are on the conservative right that do support the fraud Israel land and those fraud people, they turned on her so quickly. So quickly. They turned on her like a boogie in a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And she got that Negro treatment. Now, there are some people on the conservative right who see these people for who they are. They know that they're not the people, but in their mind, they still think the Christians are the people. The Christians replaced what they call Israel, right? So they believe we are now the Father's chosen. So there's still a deception on their mind. They see through the synagogue of Satan, but they still think that they are the people, the Christians, the Gentiles. And she kind of pushes that line too by pushing the whole, bash the Jewish people, expose the Jewish people, show that they're fake, show that there's, they're this, they're that, right? So she kind of toes the line between Christianity and being against Zionism. But what remains strong throughout her career has been the anti-Black rhetoric. She's gonna always hold to that. That's her stick. A false imbalance is an abomination to Yahuwah, but just await in his delight. Yahuwah is going to righteously balance them. Oh yes, absolutely, sister. I totally believe that. Is Kamala any better though? We're not talking about Kamala. I'm talking about Candace because Candace is talking about Hebrew Israelites. I'm not talking about Kamala. I've already done plenty of videos on Kamala. That's what I'm saying. I know you've been coming back to the channel, but you got to watch all my videos. But yeah, we don't rock with Kamala either. She's a heathen too. She's not black. She's just as bad as Candace. The reason why I'm talking about Candace right now is because she mentioned the Hebrew Israelites. And that's why we're talking about her. But so I want to play this part for you guys so you can see where she mentions the slavery and why we don't know who we are. But she won't mention who is responsible for that. Pay attention.
On this planet who have no idea where they come from. I'm one of them. I can't go back beyond a couple of generations. And the reason for that is because of war. It's because of slavery. It's because of large human trafficking efforts that take place. And typically it's because
it's the white man who is behind the wars and the slavery and the trafficking. See, you can't mention the problem, but not mention the source of the problem. But this is the sidestepping she does because she don't want to piss off those evangelical European Christians that support her. She knows she has a lot to lose, especially considering the fact her man is exactly that. Her husband is exactly that. So she plays it safe. But see, the thing about me, dude, is like, I don't believe in biting my tongue. The truth is going to have to come out when it comes to me. I don't care if people unsubscribe, unfollow me, don't like me, whatever. And like I said, I done taken some hits in this truth. I done lost lots of supporters. I done lost lots of subscribers, but I ain't changed my tone not one bit. And if you expect me to, I don't know what type of yexer you dealing with, but if I ever come on here and start biting my tongue and not telling you the full truth and, you know what I'm saying, just constantly biting my tongue, then, please unsubscribe from me because I done lost that level of realness that I've always been known for real. So I'm just saying. Brother King, I must have asked for you Juanita, I don't really understand your question. I think you might have hit enter before you fully typed it out. So type your question again. I'll be able to answer it. She's waking up, right? Can we give her a chance to see where it goes? Okay, let me be clear with you, sis Nurse Shay. I initially said that before in this video that I did about Candace Owens, because I've done a few on her. Let me show you real quick. Matter of fact, we're going to go back to that video. I just want to show you something real quickly here. And I'm also going to post a link to this video in case you haven't seen this video, because this is when she first got fired from that Daily Wire show she was on. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Man, I've done so many videos on here over the it's crazy, family. Sometimes I go back and look at all these videos I've done. I'm just like, man, it's crazy. Okay, this one right here. Let me show y'all so y'all can know. And I'll post a link in case you want to watch it as well. So this one right here, which is, let me show y'all. Candace Owens fired from the Daily Wire. Okay, I showed y'all this. Now, In that video, I told you I don't like the fact she's married to another nation. I don't like the fact she's built her career on anti-Black rhetoric. And I don't like the fact that Black people is all she loves to talk about when it comes to bashing and holding, saying something about somebody. But I said, you know what? She's waking up to those folks not being the true people. And I've said this before, and I still believe it to this day. I believe if she drops all this stuff that she's doing with this MAGA stuff, I believe she can truly become a vessel of the Most High for sure. Like, if she let's just say she decided to break away from white supremacy, break away from Christianity, and return to Yahuwah Yahusha, even if that means her and her husband separate, I believe Yahuwah can use her for a great purpose, for real. I believe that for any of our people that ain't really walking in his ways, but have a certain, quality about them that people attach to, right? Because we are a powerful people, facts. So I said that in that video initially, and I made that video, and let me post the link in case y'all want to watch that later or something like that. I said that in that video initially, right? I was like, okay, well, she's waking up. Maybe she can possibly, maybe I should have a little mercy and maybe she can get to that point. I made that video 4 months ago, right? And here's the link. I'm posting in the chat in case y'all want to watch it. But when I fast forward to today, so 4 months ago, I felt that way. But as we fast forward to today, I don't really feel that way. Especially when after she got fired from that show, then she wanted to come on Black platforms. Then she wanted to try to get us to listen to her. Then she wanted to cry racism. Then she wanted to cry discrimination. But this is the same woman that said America is not a racist country. But she experienced it. She got that Negro experience. And even in that Negro experience, she still wants to pander to white people. That's my problem. That's my issue with her. She don't want to say that. And see, what's even worse is people have been able to say that Jewish people and white people are not the same thing, which is causing more confusion. Because now a person could say, well, the white people, I've seen white people push this rhetoric now that the Jewish people were the ones that enslaved us. I mean, did they own the slave ships? Yeah, they did. But it was white Christians that did the majority of the acts that took place in slavery. It was European Christians. But they want to sit there and gaslight you and say that it was the Jewish people that did that. This is the danger, family. Now, they're happy with her bashing the Jewish people. And the reason why Jewish people and white people are at war is because it's a fight to be at the top. It's a fight to be at the top. And the white supremacist power structure, the European power structure, it's a fight to be at the top. You've got the Jewish people who claim to be, the most high God. I'll just say Godrial. We'll say Godrial's chosen because that's what they are, right? Satan's chosen. But then you have the white man who doesn't have as much protection as the Jewish man or as much money and power as the Jewish man, but still experiences the power of white privilege. The white man envies the Jewish man simply because the Jewish man owns and has say-so on everything. If the white man says something about the Jewish man, the white man can be censored. The white man can lose his job. So the white man has power. Don't get me wrong. He does. But the Jewish man is slightly above the white man, but they still enjoy the benefits of white privilege. And so, because of this, the white man and the Jewish man are at war. But when I look at them, all I see is Edom. All right? So I want y'all to understand that the reason why she's been talking about the Jewish people is because many on her fan base, they enjoy the bashing of the Jewish man. You feel what I'm saying? Or the Jewish people. Not to an extent where we can bash them and say, well, they're fake and they're not the real people, but they still want that acclamation of, well, the Anglo-Saxon is still superior. oh, the white Christian are still the God's chosen and not them because they're the synagogue of Satan. So if they're the synagogue of Satan, therefore it's definitely not the black people, but it's the Anglo-Saxon. It's the European. Okay? That's what she's doing. Okay? So I need y'all to understand that it's a little bit bigger than just white. It's a wrestle to be at the top of the white supremacist power structure. But one thing that they can both agree on, oh, we don't like them niggas. Despite their differences, despite how they feel about each other, that's one thing they can agree on. We don't like them niggas. And both of them have had a strong hand in what has taken place against us. That can't be disproven. History supports it. History proves it. Some of these white folks are actually Jewish, have Jewish blood in them, and don't even know it. Okay, Juanita, let me read your question, sis. I'm sorry. I'm woke almost 7 years ago, but now I'm 72 years old, and I don't know how to fast because of the medicine I take. Can you please help me get right? Okay, sis. So when it comes to fasting, speaking of fasting, I want to fast out. I've been fasting. I've been doing a lot of fasting lately, family. I'm on a 72-hour fast right now. I've done long fast, 14-hour, 72-hour fast, 65-hour fast, 16-day fast. I've gone crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, fasting, I want to make something clear about fasting. Fasting is not always food. Let me get that to you again. Fasting is not always food. You can fast from anything, y'all. You can fast from the time you spend on social media. You can fast from the time you're on your phone. You can fast from the time you watch television. Any leisurely activity that you enjoy doing, you can fast from it. I mean, aside from reading the word, seeking the Most High, praying and all that. Whatever leisurely activity that you find has taken a lot of precedence in your life, that's something that you like to do, just put it to the side and devote that time to Yahuwah. Now, when it comes to food, like I said, bro, I've been doing this for a while. My body knows what being in a fasted state is like. You may not be used to that. So I would not tell you to go jump and just do a big old fast like I do. Don't do that. That's not good for your body either. Start small, okay? Skip breakfast and skip lunch and have a big dinner. You want to fast, if you're just starting out, just fast for a few hours. Windwalkers in the building. All praises to the Most High, Aki. Good to see you. All praises. Start small if you're going to do food. All right? You get up in the morning, don't eat. The first thing you want to do is eat. You want to put food in your mouth. Put food in your mouth. Put food in your mouth. Don't do it. Skip lunch. Drink water throughout the course of a few hours. And around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., whenever you normally eat dinner, then you have your big meal. Because let me tell y'all something. I've been fasting for a while and gotten used to it for a while. One thing I've realized is that, especially those of us who are a little bit more younger and able-bodied, like in my case, I don't take medication or nothing like that. I'm pretty healthy. A lot of times this snacking stuff we do is not even out of hunger. It's out of boredom. You might just not be doing anything. You might just be bored and you're like, I'm going to go get something to eat. You ain't even hungry. You're not even hungry. You're just doing it because you just are bored or you just want to fill in some time because you're waiting to go do something. Even at work, you know what I'm saying? You go to the vending machine more times than you normally would if you were at home because you're just trying to pass the time. You're chewing gum to pass the time. You're just constantly doing that because you're just used to that. You feel what I'm saying? But you don't really need to eat. Our ancestors, our people, they didn't snack like that. I mean, when they ate, don't get me wrong, when they had feasts, they went hard, for real. They did. But for the most part, bro, they didn't really snack like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Shabbat, obviously, I believe you can, you know what I'm saying, if you want to if you have your meals prepared, I would say no later than than before Friday evening for sure. I don't think there's nothing wrong with snacking, but I think we do it too much. But yes, brother, I've been fasting. I didn't even know it. Melanated brother King, thanks again. I have not eaten today, but my son has made me. Okay, so he made you something to eat. Okay, so yeah, like fasting is literally if you say you've been fasting, so you skip breakfast and lunch. That's a form of fasting. But the thing is, when you do skip these things and you do abstain from them, you need to make sure that time that you abstain from it is going to the Father and the Father only. Don't let the time that you're not eating breakfast, the time that you're not eating lunch, or however you're fasting, make sure you are still giving time to the Father, because the purpose of fasting is whatever you're doing, replacing that with giving that time to Yahuwah. Okay. So, whether you're watching biblical teachings, you're taking some notes, whether you're studying the scriptures, maybe you say in that time that I'm not eating, I'm going to just spend that time praying. I'm going to spend that time watching some biblical videos and taking some notes. I'm going to spend that time maybe reading a biblical book I've never read before. You know what I'm saying? You just want to substitute that time for something that pertains to the Father. And that's essentially what fasting is. It's throwing out that leisure activity and giving it to Yahuwah. And that could be anything. Like I said, it don't got to be food. It can be social media. It can be whatever. Whatever you feel takes up a lot of your time that you might have been feeling convicted about, just give that time to Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to build up and get more advanced and fast more, do long hours of fast and stuff like that, start small. Your body has to get used to being in a fasted state. Now me, I don't normally do dry fasts. I drink a lot of water. I got one right here. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of water, but you're going to have to build up to getting used to fasting and stuff like that. You're going to have to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? So what I would suggest is if you're kind of getting up to the idea of wanting to do it, start limiting how much you're eating, and you're going to build up to your fast. So build up, start having soup. You know what I'm saying? Instead of big old carb meals and stuff. I don't even eat carbs. I don't even mess with that stuff. It's garbage. I don't eat it. You know what I'm saying? Most of what I eat, a lot of protein, a lot of water, a lot of veggies, and low carb meals. I don't eat French fries. I don't eat potato chips. I don't eat none of that stuff no more. It's all garbage. Don't eat bread. Don't eat none of that stuff. Left it alone for real. So when you're building up to understanding how to fast and eat less food, less at a time, you want to start building and getting your body used to that by eating smaller portions of stuff. And when you do eat, do things like soups, broths. You know what I'm saying? Usually when I'm breaking a fast, I love a bone broth. Okay. So just start with that. Eat lighter meals. Okay. Start with that. Then you build up. Start with maybe, like I said, you can start skipping breakfast and lunch, do a dinner only. Then if you can, do that for a few days. And then as soon as you get a little bit more used to it, then try to go, the whole day without fasting, and then don't eat again until breakfast next day. Okay. And that's how you build up. Okay. Gradually. So you don't harm your body. And as far as breaking a fast, I'm probably going to have to do a whole lesson on this. I ain't going to even lie. I'm going to tell y'all what I do, because it does help. Fasting not only brings you closer to the Father, it also has a lot of health benefits. I know people who have lowered their glucose in their body by doing this. I know people who've lowered their blood pressure by doing this, lowered their cholesterol by doing this, have helped their heart by doing this. There is a lot of benefits that come with this for real, y'all. There are a lot of benefits that come with this for real. Not just, with Yahuwah, Yahusha, right? But also even for your body. This is what I'm telling you. Everything Yahuwah has in his word is for your benefit, gang. It's to your benefit. And not only that, just like when Walker says, it'll help you purge out all these toxins out of your body. Get rid of them carbs. You feel what I'm saying? Because your body always needs a source of fuel. So if you stop eating carbs, right, and you just, doing you fasting, your body goes into what's called ketosis. Once let's say you fast, like for me, like if I do a 72-hour, if I ate carbs, right, I would be out of ketosis, right? But if I ate carbs and I fasted for 72 hours, 65 hours, 96 hours, right? My body by the second day, the 48 hours, my body would already be pretty much purged out of glycose and carbs. And then what your body does is it switches into a state of fat burning because the fuel, your body needs fuel. So it's no more carbs in your body, no more glucose, no more sugar. So now your body starts burning the fat. You know what I'm saying? And it switches into a fat burning state. So even when you're not exercising, even when you're sleeping, you're constantly in a state of burning fat, for real. It's powerful, I'm telling you. Eat more vegetables, eat more leafy greens. Stop eating carbs. Carbs are not your friend. She said, not Uncle Esau. That was so funny. Validated by you was hilarious. All praises. Cece says, I've been fasting more recently. I went to the doctor on Tuesday and lost 10 pounds. That wasn't the goal. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah. All esteem to Yahuwah. And that's what I've been telling y'all, man, especially the men. I feel like, man, look, how can I say this? I want y'all to take this personally. You're going to need to be quick on your feet for the times ahead. I'm going to just be honest. You're going to need to be quick on your feet for the times that's coming on this earth. All right? Even when it comes to, the lead up to the Exodus. Because if you just, sloughing around and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to really work to your favor. You feel what I'm saying? And plus, Yahuwah created you in a genetic way that I think that you should be taken advantage of, because I'm going to be real with you. These nations jealous of you for real. I'm going to just leave it there. Work on yourself. Be healthy. Yahuwah wants you to be healthy. That's why he gave us Torah. That's why we don't eat these abominations called, unclean meats and things like that. Everything Yahuwah does is for you for real. Getting in shape right now, you ain't lying, bro. Facts, Hawk. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Do some push-ups. You know what I'm saying? If you got to hit the gym, if you don't want to gym, just do some walking every day. Do 10K miles a day. There's got apps on your phone. Track how many, how many steps you take every day. 10K. Boom. Take 40 minutes to do that. You good. You just want to be active. Don't be sitting in the house all day, just sitting around. You know what I'm saying? Not doing anything, stuff in your face. Family, Babylon that made you lazy. Babylon that told you, oh, well, if you call someone fat, then, that's body shame. Ain't no such thing as body shaming. If you unhealthy, you unhealthy. So if a doctor tell you unhealthy, he's body shaming you. See, I don't sugarcoat stuff because someone that's overweight will probably eat that too. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop, bro. I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just playing. But I do think that, you want to be healthy. So if you can work on yourself, work on yourself. It's never a bad idea to, lose a little weight. It's never a bad idea to cut down on your carbs. It's never a bad idea to avoid, too much sugar. Personally, for me, I don't even mess with sugar no more. You know what I'm saying? And I've noticed ever since I stopped messing with that stuff, I don't need coffee in the morning no more. I don't need, something to kind of juice me up. I'm already ready to go. I cheated, though. I had bariatric surgery back in March. Oh, for real? Oh, well, I understand why some people do it, but I just don't trust surgeries and stuff like that. Laughing. I don't trust surgery, bro, because then you get like the loose skin and it'd be looking like some like soggy meatloaf. Y'all know what I'm saying for real, man. Y'all know what I'm saying. So I'd rather do it the natural way for real. You know what I'm saying? Drink lots of water, make sure you eat your veggies. Try to avoid carbs, bro. Carbs are in most things you eat. Another advice I would give is make sure you are looking at the labels of everything you are eating. Okay? Read the labels for real. Read the labels for real, family. Read the labels. Make sure that there's no, starches. You don't want to put too much starch in your body. You want to avoid your carbs. If you can, try to keep your carbs to about 20 grams a day, at least, if you go and try to do this the proper way. If you want to have a little bit more carbs, that's okay, but I just don't mess with them for real. We're all going to need to be fit and nimble here in GB far right or rioting and attacking our people and other non-whites. Yes, sis. I heard about that. You know what? Deborah, shout out to Deborah, Watchman Reports, his wife. Shout out to him. Shout out to his wife. Family, let me show you this. I know this stream just went to a whole nother direction, so I'm going to probably change the title after I'm done with it. But let me show you. I'm going to go to Watchman Report's wife, Deborah. Shout out to her. I'm going to share the link so you guys can also get this video. I was watching it as I was putting this together. Let me see. Proverbs 31, redirecting. They're literally saying we want these people out of our country. Let me see. Redirecting. And this is what I'm saying. We live in the time of the raging heathen. And I honestly, if I'm being honest with you, family, I believe that this is a foreshadowing for what's coming with Trump and MAGA. Get strapped. Listen to me. Some of y'all ain't gonna like this. Get strapped. For real. All right? People come knocking, I'm gonna come a-glocking. If you gotta get strapped, family. I'm telling you. I'll say I never want to be in a situation where I have to use it, but I will if I have to. For real. I ain't got no problem with that. Eye for an eye, blood for blood. That's what it is. But let me show you. Yeah, exactly. Less ingredients, the better. So let me show y'all this video, man. I just think this is a foreshadowing for what's coming here in America, especially if that Donald Duck guy don't win. Donald Duck Trump, if he don't win, boy, them folks gonna go crazy, gang. Edom is mad.
As their own. Now,
and let me put the video in the chat, the link to the video in the chat for everybody that I might want to watch this later or have it saved to your playlist or something like that. Shout out to her. All right, let's watch this together, family. Shout out to her. I'm going to rewind it because I want y'all to hear a little bit of her commentary. She kind of walks you through it, and we'll watch the clip she's going to share.
Y'all know what happened. Those of you who don't, thousands of so-called Black people were displaced. Many lost their lives. Riches were stolen. Buildings were torched to the ground. I mean, just total chaos. And they are still having a hard time trying to restore those people, the descendants or those who are still survivors, right? America will not repent, right? But around the world, we see a recurring theme that those who invaded lands, now claiming those lands as their own, now they want to pretend to be the victims. They are pretending to be victims. Anyway, I want you all to take a listen at some of these videos of what's going on over there in the UK. And of course, you know, I will be right back.
Now, let me just let you know, tensions are high. There's going to be some language in here for some of y'all that might be sensitive to foul language. Just a warning.
You see these UK riots, yeah? If anything, it needs to be an eye-opener to our community. Africans versus Caribbeans is dumb. Nigerians versus Ghanaians. West Africans versus South Africans. West Africans versus East Africans. Afrobeats versus Amapiano. Amapiano and Afrobeats versus reggae versus bashment. It doesn't matter. And not even just the Black community. Black versus brown. It doesn't matter. All of it is dumb. To these people, we are all the same. We need to start moving in solidarity because in this country, in this UK, they don't consider us as the same as them. And I'm not talking all white people. I'm talking about the racists. And there's a lot more racists out there than you think. There is a reason why we often feel like we can't bring our true selves to work. There's a reason why whenever we talk about racism, it's problems. There's a reason why just the other day, we had to celebrate the fact that an all-Black dark-skinned couple just won Love Island after 12 series? It's in our face all the time. So all these stupid conversations that we have are too inconsequential. So let's wrap it up because it looks stupid.
The UK is officially finished. People rioting, destroying properties, racism. What happened to this country? Such a great nation literally been turned upside down. To all the far left, this is not nationalism. This is racism. The immigrants didn't make you lose your British values or your British principles. You did it yourself. From the minute you stopped being a religious nation who feared God, that's when you destroyed yourself. Now you're looking to blame someone. You went into the homes of the immigrants. You took out all their resources. You stripped them away from having an opportunity to even be able to provide for their loved ones. And now that they're here looking for opportunity to better their life, to try to give their children a better life, you have the cheek to say that you need to get out of our country. All I see is a bunch of lowlives who are clearly unhappy with their own life, who failed even though they had the opportunity.
And so what do? They blame the Negro. They hate you more than they hate the immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, please stay safe. This riot is getting crazy. I was thinking it was little. I felt, oh, it can't happen to me, until my family friend just called me how they pursued him. He said he had to run and they were pursuing him. He even had it on camera recorded as they were pursuing him. I hope if he submits it to the police, they can do something about it. But for now, please stay safe. If you're outside on the road, don't use earpod. That's how he walked into danger. Earpod, he didn't even hear. You need to be conscious of your surroundings at this point, especially if you're using public transport, train station. Be conscious. Don't even argue with anybody in a public place. Don't argue with any white person right now, because you don't know what you will say. It will trigger something. But I don't trust what they are capable of right now because of the riot, and you can't tell who is not part of the movement. I don't even know who they are attacking, if it's blacks, if it's Islams, because it's crazy. At this point, we don't know the trigger, because immigrants, everybody's just, because my family friend they pursued, he's a British citizen. He's not an immigrant.
That accent sounds Igbo to me, or like Nigerian. Yeah, she definitely sounds like she's from Nigeria for sure. I know the Nigerian accent pretty well. She definitely sounds Nigerian. But yeah, family, it's getting crazy out here, and I wish I might be able to show y'all some footage. Give me a second. It's getting crazy out here.
Is yours as much as it is ours. Like, you get what I'm saying? Be that as it may, we all have it. We pay tax. If you pay taxes, the country is yours.
Yeah, but I feel like they're targeting all the people who are seeking asylum, man.
How? No, but
okay, I'm gonna show you guys this other video. This is actually not the video I was looking for. She did another one today, and I'm gonna show you where these people are saying, you know, get the F out of our country. We want blacks. We want all blacks out of this country. Do y'all see what's going on, family? I told you right now, this is confirmation. I told you guys it's a dangerous time to be Yasharal. You see, to every nation claiming to be one of us, why are they not targeting you? So to the Hispanics, to the Native Americans, why are the politicians not pandering to the Native Americans, the Hispanics, and the Asians, the ones who claim to be us? I'm just trying to figure this out, because it's the Negroes being blamed right now. When all the destruction and all the bad things start happening, the Civil War starts happening, it's going to be the Hispanics, the Asians, the Native Americans, and everybody else with the pale skin against the Negroes. Except for those who cleave. But I honestly feel like a lot of people who say they cleave, when the pressure gets turned up enough, because, you know, family and friends and all of that stuff, a lot of them might fold. So I'm saying, man, you got to be willing to really, really die in this truth for real. And I'm not saying you're going to die. I'm just saying that even in Civil War situations, you still got to cleave to Jacob. You can't play the go along to get along with the heathens and stand with the heathens when they're coming after Jacob. And then after it's all said and done, you'd be like, well, I still love you. It's just, you know, I was just scared. You take a stand. You got to be a soldier for real. I'm talking about Gentiles. Yasharal, we sticking together, period. But I'm just talking about to the nations that cleave to us. You can't be a coward when it comes to you choose to stand with Jacob. You choose to stand with Yahweh's people. That has to be how you see things moving forward when the crap hits the fan. If your family turns against you, turn against them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. I'm gonna fast forward this so y'all can see what they're saying. But these heathens are mad. Look at this red-faced Edomite right here. He is mad, bro. Let me play it. I'm gonna stop talking.
My. Anyway, take a listen to this, and I will be right back.
Get them out of them hotels. Get them gone. Put them on boats and send them back. Okay? They shouldn't be here. Get them out of them hotels.
Let me tell you, dirty, dingy, dusty, racist prick Sutton, yeah? You want to start racist riots around the UK, but you don't know your fucking history. Well, I'm here to give you a history lesson. The reason why immigrants came to this dusty, dingy fucking country is because half of your men were wiped out by World War fucking II. They didn't do it because they wanted equality. They didn't do it because they wanted diversity. They wanted black people to come over to this country.
Okay, let me say something because I want to address this. They are definitely attacking our people. Okay, now you got to understand. Let me make something plain real quick, family. I want to be clear. Now, I want you to also it's starting to become clear the agenda when it comes to these Africans that are coming here. Now, like I said, many of them, like that sister right there, she's one of our own, obviously. Many of them are our own people, right? Some of them are not, though. Some of them are clearly Hamites, and I'm going to be real with you. But they can't tell the difference between an African American and a Hamite. You know why? Because they don't know the Bible. All right? So when they see black, they see black. That's why they tell you go back to Africa. They can't tell you which country, right? They can't tell you which country. Matter of fact, they refer to Africa as a country and not a continent because Caucasians are extremely unlearned when it comes to anything having to do with us, okay? So I believe that what happens is when the African or Haitian immigrant comes to America, even though they're treated less better than the Mexican, Hispanic, pale-faced immigrants, they lump us all in with one another. So when they see black, they blame you. Even though you're not an immigrant, even though you were born here, or, came here, you're descendant of a slave, right? But you were born here in this country. They see blacks are the problem. That's the deception of Esau. He has the world lump us all into one category. And that's what you need to understand. And yes, there is videos of black people being attacked, and I'm going to show you in a minute. But I just want to be clear. It's not so much an immigrant thing as it is a melanated people thing. Let's just say it like that. I don't want to say black, but a melanated thing. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But yes, Unapologetic Real, she lives out there in the UK. She's seen it. Okay? You got to understand, I got people from all the four corners of the earth watching me and people from the continent. She lives in the UK. She knows what she's talking about. And you know me, I don't like to, I wouldn't post false information. And I'm going to show you a video in a second. But it's getting bad out here for real. It's getting really, 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 really bad, family. I really hope y'all got on the armor of Alua for real. And I'm going to say a prayer when we close this out.
And rebuild it again. And you want to know the real reason why you won World War II? It's because India, India sent around 1.2 million Indians to come and fight the fucking fight because they were part of the Commonwealth, you understand? So if you knew your fucking history, you wouldn't be going after immigrants so fucking hard. America didn't save your ass, Clark. It was India, yeah? And you're talking about you want your jobs back. What fucking jobs are you talking about? Where are they? Are they on Indeed? Are they on Total Jobs? Where are they? Because there's 9 million jobs, that you can access, that you can fucking apply for. So where the fuck are these immigrants taking jobs? What, you want toilet cleaning? You want office cleaning jobs? You want carer jobs? You want car wash jobs? You want nail salon jobs? You want barbershop jobs. That's what you're angry about. The reason why you don't have those fucking jobs is because you don't have the skill set.
Thank you. Thank you, sis. Say that. Talk that talk. They never had skills. They've never had any skills. Okay? They don't. They are not sustainable individuals. If I'm being honest with you, they really don't have any sustainable qualities about them. Even when it comes down to genetics, that's why they're dying out. They're not a sustainable race of people. Why? Because, okay, you know what? I'm not going to go there. They never had any skills, okay? The Negroes did. This is exactly why they copy everything we do. They don't have skills. But what they do is they exploit the Negro. They exploit the culture of the Negro. They find a way to monetize it. They make money and they hide behind the face of the Negro. And they say, well, I taught them that. That's actually our thing. They stole it from us, but, you know, why not? They actually really, truly, honestly have no skill set. This is why they had to hire slaves. They couldn't build the America themselves. The white man built America. Ha! That's cap. The white man created country music. Ha! Cap. The white man was a cowboy. Ha! Cap. The white man was here on the earth first. Ha! Cap. They're crying about being a colonizer and living their lives as colonizers and never actually doing any work. And now that it's coming back to bite you in the butt, now all of a sudden you're the victim. But you've exploited those people who did the work. See, they didn't call us lazy, family. Hold on, I'm going to get a little revolutionary with this. I'm sorry. Okay. Listen to me. They did not stop calling us lazy until we decided we would no longer work for free. Then we were called lazy. But this country, this crusty the Clown country was built by the hands of the strong black man, the Yahudi black man. Without us, this country would not be what it is. The problem is they don't want to acknowledge that. Even though they had no hand in building this place, they want to take credit for it and say it's our country. If anything, it really belongs to the man who built it. But I don't want America. I don't want this crusty country. I want to go back to the home that the Father gave us, the home that Yahuwah said is flowing with milk and honey, the true land of Canaan in the continent. But nonetheless, this is just what's going on right now. But I'm going to let her finish the video, and we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Don't add to anything. You are laborers. That is what your history is known for. You are factory workers. You are miners. Most of you work in fucking construction because you can't string a sentence together. But you want to target fucking immigrants. How dare you? Let me tell you something else. The reason why you don't have jobs is because the UK don't export anything. They don't build fuck all. They don't do fuck all. And they don't invent fuck all. And you people ain't gonna work for £5 an hour in a factory. You're best staying on fucking benefits. So instead of being angry at the immigrants trying to make an honest fucking living, I suggest you look towards the Houses of Parliament, because those are the people who put you in poverty. And you can throw all the racist parties you want. We ain't fucking going anywhere. So get fucking used to it. And if it weren't for the immigrants that came over here and made your country great again, you'd be living with animals, piss and shit. Do you understand? Oh. And the homeless and the toothless can't tell me shit about this country. This is my country now. Do something. And I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about racist white people. And if you feel offended by this video, then it's you and me I talk to.
These bloody immigrants, they come over here, they're up to no good.
Okay, let's keep going.
Racists on the street right now rioting and beating people up is that their number one argument is all these foreigners are coming into our country stealing our jobs. Why none of you at fucking work then? Why none of you at work? Because he's giving zero work ethic. He's giving, you haven't even got one tooth, let alone 1 degree. Okay, you've got absolutely fuck all going on in here. Nothing. It's because you get up at 9 in the morning and sit at Weatherspoons drinking. Also crazy that you hate anyone that isn't white, except you're not even white anymore, Simon, are you? You're bright fucking red because your blood pressure is through the roof because you drink Stella for breakfast, lunch and tea. Okay, you look like a fucking tomato. You look like a fucking tomato. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing our entire nation. Go home and get a fucking job, you prick.
People are scared to leave their house because of the color of their skin. I've seen videos of brown people walking down the street, getting punched in the face for no reason, and having to walk back up the street and go around the corner again. It's like we're going back in time. The racism we're seeing on social media and on our streets, it's unbelievable. It's worrying. It's like we've come so far forward in understanding that diversity is important. It's important to respect people because of their beliefs. And overnight, the racism and what we're seeing on the streets, it's horrific. It's actually shocking.
I've never felt this unsafe in my life. In all my 26 years.
You hear that? He said he never felt this unsafe in his life in 26 years. It's gotten bad out there, y'all.
Being a black man on this earth, I've been hearing of racism. But for the first time in my life, I feel so unsafe. I won't lie, I'm actually terrified. I'm scared for myself and every black person right now in Middlesbrough. It is crazy.
Okay, all right, we'll stop it there. Now, I'm going to show you guys footage. I told you I'll show you footage. I'm going to show you this footage. I'm going to pray and I'm going to hop off of here. But I want you guys, before I show you the footage, I want you to consider and think about all of this happening and the timing of it. While we already have building tension here in America concerning a white man and a woman who's claiming to be black, who's not black. But the world that supports Donald Trump sees her as black. But you have race riots and civil unrest behind color. Then you have immigrants flooding into the country from the continent. And like I said, I'm not saying immigrant in a disparaging way. They are our brothers and sisters, most of them from the tribes and stuff like that. Those of them that are. But all of this is by design. Something big is coming, family. And this is why I'm asking you. I'm praying. I am imploring you to seek the Most High and get under his protective wings. He is all we have in this. Because all of these nations are coming against you. You need his protection. You need Yahushua's protection. To the Gentiles, do not get caught up in this, please. Stay home. Do not go outside. The closer we get to the election, stay inside as much as you can. If you happen to live in an area that has a 24-hour store, do your grocery shopping late at night. I mean, actually, let me change that up. If you have a man and you're a woman, I suggest you go everywhere with your husband. If you are a woman who is a single mother, or you are a widow, or you don't have like a husband around or a boyfriend or something like that, and you have a son, bring your son with you. Okay? Women, black women, do not go anywhere without some kind of male presence, even if it's your uncle, even if it's your nephew. That would be my advice to black women, because they're being hunted, they're being, attacked as well. Black men, I've been saying this for a while, but you need to step up for real. Whatever issues you have with your child's mother, now that you're in the truth, that's your child's mother. Now, I'm not saying y'all got to be together, y'all got to marry, but because she is the mother of your child, you're going to have to work some things out. especially if she's a black woman. Now, if she's of another nation and you didn't know and you married her or whatever, that I can't tell you. Because this advice is really only applicable to a woman you're supposed to actually be with. So I can't really advise you if you've been with a Gentile or whatever. If you guys are separated and there's no hope of that, I don't know what else to tell you. But also, black men, you need to have protection on you at all times in case one of these folks tries you. You got to protect yourself. Realize that you're a target even more now than you were 2 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Move and navigate with your head on a swivel, for real. Be careful who you're around. Watch your surroundings. Now, as far as the grocery shopping stuff, I would always go to the grocery store when there's not a lot of people around, just in case something were to go down. You feel what I'm saying? Early in the morning, late at night, if you can. As a woman, I wouldn't advise you to do that, but black men, if you feel comfortable going a little bit later when there's less people in the grocery store, I think that's the best time to do it. You're gonna have to move a little differently in this time, for real. You're gonna have to, because it doesn't have to happen in November that it says that, you know, Kamala Harris won the presidency and these people start rioting. Something bigger could happen leading up to the election canceling it. So I'm trying to get y'all to look at this realistically. All right. Now, Galahad, listen, I'm not going to spend too much time explaining all this to you. All right. What you're trying to do is you're trying to take people's attention off of me. Now, you have one more warning. If you won't just be quiet and stick to the topic at hand or just listen, I'm kicking you out for 24 hours because you're being disruptive. Everybody here is talking about the topic and you're not. You're acting like this is what Caucasians do. They act like they don't know what's going on. They act like I'm speaking some kind of foreign language. Then they want to turn around and deflect and say, no, but then somebody explain, please. I really don't. Stop doing that. We know how y'all do. Every time I get a Caucasian troll, they do the exact same thing. Your tactics don't work anymore. Just stop it. Just be quiet and listen. You don't have to agree. I don't need you to agree. We know the truth, and the Bible backs it up. It's just, as a Christian, how can you understand? I think you should just be quiet and just listen. Dang. All right. So let me go to Britain, and let me show y'all what's going on out there. Right. Let me show y'all, man. It's just it is getting pretty crazy out there, man. Let's see. And what the video I'm gonna show you is like a black man getting beat up by these white boys, and these police arrest the black man that's getting beat up by them. Okay, let me show you the proof. This is what I'm saying, Yasharal. It's about to get bad out here. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to inform you. Okay, I love you. Now, look, check this out. Show you this video. See this? Okay. I'm not gonna show too much because I know YouTube. They surround the black man, and these Edomites basically start whooping on him just because he's black. All right. And this is what Unapologetically Real is seeing in her country right now. And it's happening a lot. Again, this is the season of the raging heathen. I'm probably gonna have to do a song about that for real. I'm probably gonna do a song called The Season of the Raging Heathen, because that's what this is. Their little, you know what I'm saying, world that they have been able to hold on to and preserve for so long, it's gonna come crash. It's already crashing down. Babylon is falling. For real. And they know it. And it's so see these politicians, these presidents, they know what they're doing. They know what they are doing. They know what they're doing by bringing in, you know, melanated people, obviously. And, you know, see, but like I said, you got to understand the melanated Africans that are coming here are not being treated the same as the Caucasian, Hispanics, and Chinese people coming here. It's the Chinese people and the Asian people, the Hispanic people that are coming here getting, you know, Social Security and all that stuff. It's them that's coming here getting put up in the hotels. The Africans are still struggling out here. But see, because they hear the word illegal, because they hear the word immigrants, they attach it to the Africans. And because you look like them, boom, you're the problem too. They're going to start indiscriminately going after black people. They could care less. You don't see them attacking Hispanics. You don't see them attacking Asians and Chinese people and all that. As a matter of fact, them Chinese, Asians, and Hispanics, they over there in the hotel chilling. Just counting the money, just letting the money just roll on in from the government. They in there protected, eating a hot meal or something like that. Meanwhile, this young man is out here vulnerable. The Africans out here vulnerable. And what makes it even worse is you got these FBAs. You got these FBAs who are some of our people that are pushing this anti-hate, this anti-African rhetoric. I told you that foundational Black American stuff is a psyop. And that's why that sister was just talking about how Africans against Africans, Africans against African Americans. Do y'all see how they're trying to divide us? Don't you fall for it. Because at the end of the day, all of these nations will come together to go against you. This is not the time to be divided. And these animals just gang up on old dude. But he didn't back down. I respect that. So this is the young man that got attacked, and this is him explaining what happened. I'm going to show you guys this.
Pushed me. Hit the floor on my head. I hit the floor on my head. Well, at first it was a massive lump. But anyway, so I hit the floor and they stunned me over. They seemed like nice lads that they dressed up to go out. But they started stamping on my face. They called me monkey. They called me the N-word. They called me a nigger. But anyway, all of them started kicking me in the face. It was so painful. So they kept kicking my face. And then I passed out while they were kicking me. And then I woke up and I was still being kicked. And one of them started kicking my legs.
Yeah, I agree. I feel so bad for this dude, sis. I really do. But he didn't back down. He didn't. I know he knew he couldn't overtake them, but if it would have been me over there, I would have started socking out some crackers. I'm gonna be real. I'm sorry, man. Wait. I gotta bring this up. Now, here's something that's also interesting to me. Yesterday, give me a 1 in the chat if you know. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. There was something that happened yesterday that commemorates a certain event. If you know what it is, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to show you what it is. But if you know what I'm talking about, type it in the chat. I'll give you a clue. Folding chairs. Let me show y'all this. Check this out. All I had to say was folding chairs. There you go. Boom. Yesterday, family, on August 5th, marks the anniversary of what they call it on social media, the fade in the water. It's hilarious. The riverboat brawl. Let me show y'all this real quick. August 5th, the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl refers to a violent altercation that occurred on August 5th, 2023 aboard the riverboat Harriet in Montgomery, Alabama. So yesterday was the anniversary of this. Now, there was a lot of divide on social media, when it came to what all went down. But the aggressor here was not these black people, okay? Actually, as a matter of fact, it was these individuals, okay? This black man who was a security guard told them that they cannot park their boat there. And because they did not want to respect his authority, they started getting in his face, started cussing him out. You know what I'm saying? Then they started jumping on him, swinging on him, and a whole bunch of Negroes jumped in and started, you know what I'm saying, going to work. So I find it interesting, family, that on the anniversary of this, we see this thing that's going on in the UK. We see the racial tension and the uprising of this racial tension that's taken place in the UK, and even so here in America. I want you guys to understand something. This is part of the playbook of those in these higher positions, those elites, as we call them. This is all part of their game and what they are doing to bring in the order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution, which is why I'm telling you, I do not think that any of us should be participating in any of this stuff. Okay? Like I said, the best thing you can do is stay home. Okay? Do not be out in these streets. Do not be going to these protest events. Let Yahuwah fight for us. Don't get involved with this. Now, if somebody comes to your house, by all means, you got to protect your family. You got to protect yourself. But this is what the elites are drumming up. Okay? This is them drumming all this stuff up. So I want y'all to understand it's really them to blame. And then it's the brainwashed of those who believe in, you know what I'm saying, oh, the black immigrants are the ones we need to blame and not the other immigrants that are taking my jobs. The Chinese man, the Hispanic man, it's always the black people. It's the media that's brainwashed them to hate you, and now they have the perfect reason to go after you. So I want you to consider the timing. I'm sorry, sis. Yeah, co-captain. My bad. Co-captain. Thank you, sis. Salaki. It wasn't the. Thank you for the correction, sis. It was not the co-captain. It was the co-captain, not security officer. Okay, my bad. So the media is really drumming up this tension. Okay, and it doesn't help that the political pundits are also doing the same thing. So I'm gonna just leave it there. I probably might need to do a way more deeper stream on something like this. I didn't really expect to be on here that long. We were talking about something else, but y'all see how these streams can kind of go in a different direction. But I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say a quick prayer, family. It's gotten so bad out here in these streets and in these countries and in Africa. And you know that when there is a buildup, there's a climax. Okay? There's a great climax. Now, what that climax could be, it's hard to say. Right? I know it's going to be something with Yahuwah for sure. That I would say. But what is this buildup going to lead up to? That climax that could be Yahuwah, how bad will that buildup be to lead to that climax where he has to intercede, where he has to reveal himself? And when he does, it's not going to be for good reason, at least not for the nations. I'm going to be honest. So you have a buildup and then you have a climax. What is this buildup going to be to where Yahuwah has to start pouring out wrath? That warning that we saw in the eclipse about the 400 years, is this going to be the buildup that leads to the second Exodus? Is this the buildup that leads to the plagues of Egypt falling on the lands of our captivity? I'm going to leave that to you to decide. Yes, sis, I do think I will close this out with my song, Jeremiah 16:19. let me just say Yahuwah's Palah real quick, and then we'll close this out, okay? Abin Bashamayim, Yakadashamka, Malakuska Bua, Yakrauka, Alaraskan, Bashamayim, Natan Lanu Hayum At, Lakam Bahasarak, Usala Lanu Lakatenu, Lanu Salakatam, Lakatekam, Karalanu Aparat Lanu Ta'a, Aba Uyasha, Lana, Marasha. La Malakuska Shalat, Haka, Uhakabad, Bahasham, Aka, Shamut, Yaoa, Oya Usha, Aman. Our Father in heaven, separated is your name, your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth so it is in heaven. Give or distribute this day. Forgive us our crimes as we forgive those who commit crimes against us. Lead us not astray, but rescue us from all evil doing. For your kingdom reigns with power and esteem in the name above all names, Yahuwah and Yahusha. Amen. Family, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I get it. These impromptu streams, I know y'all be all like, man, I missed it. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? I know it'd be random I do it, but it really be like that. Y'all got to understand, when it comes to this channel, sometimes I don't plan to go live. I just do. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, family, I love you guys. And I'm going to close this out with my song, Jeremiah 16:19, at the request of our beloved moderator, melanated by Yahuwah. I love you guys so much. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Put on the full armor of Yahuwah. Start fasting, pray without ceasing. It is a dangerous time to be the seed of Jacob for real. I love you guys. Shalom.
Truth is being revealed to those who seek it, and I am truly blessed to be a part of that awakening. I realize that this world is just one big stage, and most people are just dancing to Satan's tunes. Take a look at Mount Rushmore. They were all slave owners. Remember Song of Solomon, I am black but comely. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. The evidence is overwhelming, brothers and sisters. Do some research. If you've been blessed with eyes to see, you'll realize that the white Jesus is actually Caesar Borgia, the illegitimate son of Pope Alexander VI. And the clock is ticking. Babylon is gonna fall.
Hey, Exer.
Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, in which there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, in which there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, in which there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, in which there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Hey, Babylon go burn with that Confederate flag, LGBT white supremacy ain't in bed with no and I'll burn and I'll spit on the American flag. White Jesus is false, so how the arrogant brag. I ain't voting for Trump, I ain't voting for Biden, and the one who I abide in is the Lion of Zion. And you do what they say mindlessly like they Simon, and the heathens go rage cause they really just fighting. And the nation shall envy, can't do nothing against you, and we know that you Esau when you say it offends you. And no wonder you so wicked, got a lineage of evil. White pride means nothing, I can see through your ego. And your Yahuwah said the nations are nothing but spittle, and we are the chosen people, we will never be equal. And the pride of Esau exalts himself as the eagle. What's coming to Esau and the heathens, yo, it sure won't be peaceful. It is Esau who dwells in the clefts of the rock, and the rise of Yasharal you never can stop. This is for
for my ancestors who you hung from trees. This for the black blood spilled by the hands of police. This for the black women that you violated with pride. This for every single sin you tried to hide and denied. This is for your white Jesus, it produced self-hate. This for the unpaid wages and all that you take. It's for the Rev 29s and our identity stolen. We know the truth about you, you really eating my Romans. Yeah. Really eating my Romans. We know the truth about you, you really eating my Romans. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and which there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and which there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yo, the heathens will say we inherited lies, and which there is no prophet, always cleaving to lies. And you say you hate the Negroes, but one day we will rise, and the nations that envy, they will all see demise. And the heathens will say we inherited lies, and which there is no prophet, always clinging to lies. Our redemption is written, white Christians despise, and the nations filled with envy, they dismiss and deny. Yeah.
The Most High, he is done. Okay? He is done with what has been going on. The 400-year is up. The curse is up. Sorry, my kitty just sneezed. The 400-year curse is up. Okay? God's people, the Most High has chosen the Hebrews, the blacks in America. Okay? We're about to see some power. Come on, y'all. You got to get out of this lie. Okay? You got to get out of this lie. You have got to come out of this lie. This white Jesus that you are worshiping is going to take you to hell. Please wake up. Oh, in the name of Yahushua, wake up. Oh, I feel the Holy Ghost. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yahushua is an alpha, strong, black man. He is a Negro. He is a Hebrew. I don't know what word you need to hear to understand who they are, but it is not me. I am not a chosen. You can get mad. It doesn't matter. This is how the Most High has done it. I am a Gentile, and I know my place. But I'm called to tell all of these Gentile whites that I know that you are in the deepest deception that you have ever been in. And you've been in it your whole life. And the awakening is happening now. People are waking up.
For centuries, we have been lied to by our forefathers and religious teachers. The white JC was created by the Vatican, and he was not the true Messiah of the Bible. Our Messiah, Yahushua, was a melanated man, and the Most High Yahuwah's true chosen people are the melanated people. Won't learn that in any tax-exempt church. And I praise Yahuwah every day for leading me down the correct path. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, Exer.